My so-called life is sponsored by... So this week definitely didn't disappoint here in the House of Sewing. I had a really busy week, but I definitely made time to make a beautiful fake fur coat. For the longest time, I've been on the search for what I called the Wookiee material, and I found it. Also, I made a shirt out of drapes, and I really wasn't feeling it yesterday, so I decided to return to the gym. But like I always say, instead of talking about it, let's go check it out.
They're just touching Touchtronic memory machines.
Incredible.
I'm Polly Bergen. Only Singer makes machines this easy to use. Touch. The memory remembers your stitch pattern instantly. Touchtronic speed control remembers to adjust your fabric thickness.
What about basting?
Touch. Great. You can forget about your sewing machine and concentrate on sewing. The Touchtronic memory machine family. Come take a test, Touch.
Do you know what's funny is that I've made quite a few furry coats. When I started out on this adventure, my whole idea was to make a fake fur coat. But all I found was white material, red material, and everything else was so expensive it wasn't even worth asking. At $50 to $70 a yard, I'm not even gonna try to negotiate. But recently, I've been bargain hunting and shopping, and I found a few places where I could buy furry fabric for much less. I have completely fallen in love with this coat. I always say I have no idea what's taken me so long, but it's the price that has taken me so long. This is an absolute victory. I love this coat. This coat, even though it's fake, it makes me feel like a 1950s oil tycoon. It makes me feel like I needed something fancy to go pick up the mail. I love this coat, the way it looks. I'm gonna probably buy more material and make another one. Fake fur coats for the win here in the House of Sewing. I always say if you're having a bad day, if something's going on in your life, make something goofy. But this was just something I made that was amazing. So I've found a vendor in the San Fernando Valley that sells drapes. He also sells all kinds of fabric, but he has giant piles of drapes. I fall in love with particular patterns, and so I grabbed something, not realizing that it may or may not need to be washed repeatedly. I fell in love with the blue bubble pattern because I kind of recognized it because this particular pattern is in every hotel in America. It's one of those things that probably got aged out, and that's why it was at this particular vendor site. But when I purchased it, I kind of had an idea what I was going to do, but when I made my shirt, I absolutely fell in love. After I washed it, I put it on and I realized I made the shirt really, really long. And also,
You just muted yourself.
it took me like 4 or 5 years, but I'm trying to be a proper YouTuber.
Shit, yeah, I threw a tantrum today and quit my own stream, so and that was the first.
You know what? If it makes you feel any better, my computer wouldn't upload. I quit like 4 times yesterday. That's why I'm showing my on Friday. So, hi, Joy. How's it going, Kilroy? I got to put my glasses on. Yay! Hello, everybody. Good to see you. Good to see you. Awesome. It's frustrating. You work hard. You know, trust me, Phoenix. I know the speech. I had a meltdown yesterday. I was like, rah. That's why my whole video is about me going to the gym because I went and I got back to what I love to do, which is skating
You
and
were
funky
skating.
coats.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. I got this fancy new camera and I don't know how to make it work.
I was wondering what happened.
It,
It's not YouTube if you don't have a meltdown. It's a
no,
prerequisite that you have a
I
meltdown.
know. It's me. Hello and welcome to the show.
I actually had a friend from Hamburg. That's actually kind of true. Yay! Yes, me too. Your camera is not clear. Before we get to any of the festivities, Phoenix, I'm glad that you're here. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let me I put it on the front page because I knew I was not ever going to
You
remember
called,
your
you summoned
disclaimer.
me.
This program is for entertainment purposes only, and its content is not intended to malign any religion, lack thereof, race, company, individual, or wigs. All opinions expressed by my so-called life and program participants are solely their personal views and do not reflect the views of every single human being on planet Earth. And I lost my place. I hope everybody has a great evening flying my so-called life airlines. But if you need an Activia, if you're having a bad day, we have exits on both sides. That's a izquierda and derecha. I hope everybody has a great evening. Well, it's not quite Leno Joy because I haven't. I'm almost about to shave my beard off.
Oh, this. I know. I keep forgetting. I have to every time. It just doesn't automatically adjust the ISO, the white balance. So that's part of the things. And we're still a little low. We got sewing machine and chesticle.
I've reached that age, Joy, where I can't deny certain things. And when I sit back this far, I can't see the screen. In any way, shape, or form. But when I have my glasses on, magically I can see everything.
Who would have thought? Let me see if I can move this back a little bit. Handsome clip. Oh! I know, it had been such a hot minute. And I was like, oh, tonight. Because I took last week off because we went to the coast and...
Those pictures are beautiful. Yay, 420. Yay.
Yes, happy 420 to all the participants.
You
Okay, now I've
decided
got it.
to be Mr. Handsome Glasses for... Thank you. Flattery will get you everywhere here in the House of Sewing. Thank you. Do you know what the problem with this mic stand is? That in order to get it out of the way, I have to put it on the left, but I'm oddly left-handed. So I'm constantly reaching for my coffee, but I need to switch it.
Oh, sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to make everything worse. If you already can't see clear, then my white balance being so off, it was like, and you have nothing.
So I went thrifting this morning, and I didn't go too crazy, but I have a question. Where is that weird line of cultural appropriation? Because I purchased something that I think I don't even want to. I don't even want to say where it's from because I'm probably wrong. But it's awesome, and I'm gonna incorporate it into a jacket. I'm gonna, but I don't know if it'd be disrespectful if I'm walking around with these squares cut off. Oh, I don't want to hit my mouse.
I don't think so.
But this is beautiful, and I paid $1 for it.
Use it.
And with my serger, I could make this. I could make this thing into many panels. I'm excited.
Yes.
Let me see it.
I think it looks sweet.
There we go. I'm definitely gonna need some glasses at some point. I technically probably should because I have a teeny hit. What is that? Oh, an astigmatism. Not your.
Astigmatism.
You could hang that up, and I just think you'd like the Grateful Dead and Crosby, Steel. That, you know what's so funny? That's kind of the design I'm going to go for. I have this really ratty jacket, and I'm thinking about just slapping that on the back. Roadie style.
Just throwing some Almond Brothers for
Dickie
Dickie
Betts.
Betts.
Yeah. On I believe it was Friday, Dickie Betts passed away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was recently watching a show, and it's a Chisme show, and I'm all into it. And one of the characters met up with his mother, and they were talking with his grandma. And while the mom was talking, she said her age, and she's my age.
Is that a good feeling or a bad feeling?
I'm still kind of indifferent. I don't know how to feel in either direction.
All right then.
I need to pour a cup of coffee out for Dickie. You know, it's really funny. I out of all the really odd T-shirts I have a Dickie Betts T-shirt I wear all the time. All the time.
Good.
What else did I do? Okay, so I got that. And what else? There was something. Oh, so as you'll see in the video that we were watching, we almost got up to the segment of my carpet shirt. I made it into a tunic, and I love it. I love it. The hood, very cartoonish, hobbitish. It's hilarious. But I bought more carpet material, and I'm gonna make an entire outfit.
Yeah, I made a rat's nest today.
Good grief.
Yeah, the end of the bobbin on this one completely fell off. So now I'm like rewinding it. I think I'm just gonna cut it and then deal with the rest later. I'm like, I can't deal with this right now. It was bad. It was far bad. Oh, see, I need to remember I have to fix the white balance every time I turn this camera on. It doesn't automatically, like the ISO doesn't play nice.
Oh, I'm trying to read my own notes from earlier.
Oh, good luck with that.
Are you a morning person?
It depends if I've slept. It all depends.
That reminds me of the Rasmus I made as a kid when I was still learning how to properly use a fishing reel. Oh, those are evil. So there's a vendor I go to, and the guy loves me, and the woman as well. They love me, but whenever I show up, and he does it for everybody, he looks like someone is forcing him to smile.
Well, until I've had my first cup of coffee, like, just don't talk to me.
And I am I show up at the swap meet at 8:00 in the morning. Like, I do not joke around. I am not playing. I am not there for games because it's closer than downtown, and they have a ton of affordable fabric, and it's getting me into all different types of things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy looks like it. Okay, it reminds me of the Grinch Who Stole Christmas when the Grinch smiles in the cartoon, not the movie. He just has this look, and I get it. And I'm annoying because I'm chipper as HE double hockey sticks because I've already had 3 cups of coffee. I get up early. I've already had breakfast. You know, I don't mess around. I come prepared. I've already had 2 bottles of water.
Those things definitely help.
I'm not playing, you know. But it makes me laugh. And they give me such hardcore discounts. It stops me from seeing Modelo Man. He's going to put the bat cigarette. Like, where is this guy?
Oh, that's right. This foot doesn't go to the machine. That happens. But the best dealers want to be there for early in the morning, get their shit sold, and then go home and go on with the rest of their day. It's not like
That is quite literally my mission when I go out shopping for fabric and stuff, because they're up early like me, you know. I have things I want to do, things I want to sew, you know.
right. You gotta buy it, wash it, cut it, sew it, finish it.
At my job, I'm so fortunate. At my job, we have industrial washing machines, the same kind that you would see at a laundromat, but I don't have to pay for a laundromat.
Right, that helps.
So it's really helped me out. But I made my shirt. I'll grab it in a second. Have you seen? You can kind of see it from here, but have you seen my fur coat? I'm gonna put it on in a minute and look like somebody.
Toasty.
Look like I'm picking up an inheritance check or something.
Yes, this is your I'm mourning OJ jacket.
Oh well, you know what? There's you hit the Pee Wee Herman not word of the day. I'm trying not to talk about OJ.
Sorry.
P Diddy.
Already.
No, I'm
So
giving
if
you a hard
that
time.
man who died or was in trouble this week, we're off limits. But I can work with them.
No, I'm truly giving you a hard time. Feel free to talk about anything you want to. I'm just giving you a hard time. It's because like everyone's talking about these people, and I told you my family had a weird connection with OJ, so it's all like, it's
Yeah.
you know, take it from somebody who has got great deals at ham radio swap meets. The best time of deals is in the very beginning, at the very end. Just sit down with a hot dog during the middle.
Right.
Oh my gosh, man. They're making churros. Like, this swap meet is lit. They have the bacon wrapped hot dogs and they're cooking it with bell peppers and onions at 7:55 in the morning. Yay! Hello, Pam. Sorry, Phoenix. Yay! Hello. So when
we'll do it tomorrow on my show.
No, feel free. No, by all means.
I don't have anything to add to it.
They're just yeah. It's good to see you, Pam. Oh, that reminds me. So I picked this up from the swap meet, and this is meant to be hung on a wall. It obviously has a hole in it. Someone tried to clean it up. I'm gonna cut the squares out, and I'm gonna put this on a jacket. I already have an idea for it. It's gonna be extremely new age. For as much as I talk trash about new age, it's gonna look great. And then my buddies who are extremely sleepy-eyed, when I get there, no churros. You gotta be sharp to talk your way into good deals. No joke. I'm not kidding you. Hey, Joy. I'm not kidding you, Gilroy. On Friday, I picked my son up from school, and we have it's a Hispanic grocery store. It's called Vallarta, and their food is no joke. It will put you down. Like, that store is one of the last stores where everything is real ingredients. And so it took me a second, Joy. And so on Friday, my son and I, we went and got Vallarta. I got nachos. I'm not kidding you. They're like, they give it to you in this giant carton. It's old school portions. With it, my son, he had a long day. He ate his food. It got kind of quiet. I was like, I bet you he's passed out. I walked in there. He was passed out. Those carbs hit you like a freight train.
Yeah.
So I try to keep my churros to the afternoon.
Right. When I have room in my schedule for a nap.
Did you grow like I grew up a heavy eating heavy meals at every meal? Did you grow up like that?
Oh yeah, I was a fat kid. We shopped at the Husky section.
My mom still cooks with lard. She still fries like
we didn't have that because half of my family was kosher for the most part, and then the other half used Crisco. So like yeah.
How's it going, Dixie? Great to see you. Welcome. I've been working on trying to digitize an embroidery design for my dad's Boss Sprinkler business. They want me to embroider the logo on the t-shirts. That's awesome.
That does sound
That's,
awesome and sounds horrible.
I'm a capitalist, so I take on the horror. Like I'm like, bring it on.
But digitizing embroidery files that's a whole skill set in and of its own that has nothing to do with sewing.
Do you know, as somebody who like walked away from the entire process, I understand.
I know, I've looked into it. I mean, you've talked about how my baby lock is in like the bad kids corner, and I've been free motion embroidering with this machine instead. No, just trace me a pattern. No computer needed.
You know, that reminds me. In the beginning of this stream, I played my video because I've been having such trouble uploading all kinds of things. Every calamity that could happen has happened, you know? But we're here. It'll be uploaded after the stream. I'm going to upload my Friday sews, which will be Sunday sews. Awesome. Yay. You're very welcome, Dixie. Great to see you. Pam, I have a digitizer program. Don't know how to use it yet. I usually have a digitizer do it for me.
Yeah.
I had to steak and potatoes. Childhood too. Got into salad in my teens because it was the fastest food in the house. You know what's really funny, Kilroy? Same. I would make salads though that were like extremely unhealthy. Fast
Right,
food.
just because it says salad doesn't mean you didn't pour like half the bottle of blue cheese and or use sickos who like ranch.
I make what I call a poor man's taco salad. I get tortilla chips, I grate the cheese, I put half a head of lettuce, and I put ground beef on it with ranch dressing because I'm from California.
Yeah, you sicko.
You know, I really
No,
didn't realize how for anyone keeping score, we are entering the food portion early. I didn't realize how hardcore people were for or against ranch until I traveled around. It is a separate skill set. I'm not kidding you. I quit because I had all these crazy designs for my brother PE 535, and I would watch all these videos, and this one guy made it seem so easy, and it was not.
No, it's a nightmare. But the whole machine. Yeah, do not like that. My baby lot. Just give me this girl.
I'm using a 30-day free trial program from Hatch Embroidery. I need something like that. I'm gonna look that up because I feel like my embroidery machine that someone sent me, and it's been years. Thank you. Please don't come by my house. It's been years that machine has been here. But you know, I want to utilize the machine because it can do all kinds of whiz bang things. But like I got discouraged. Gosh, it was 2 years ago. It's been a while. I have to check to see when I made that video. Good luck, Pam. I've tried. I just don't get it. You know, you guys are helping me out because I don't feel alone anymore.
Oh no, this is one of those things like it. No.
There's no reason.
I would.
Well, please go ahead, Phoenix. Please. I'm drinking a lot of coffee.
I'm here with Kilroy. There's no reason to use ranch, and if you use it with wings, you're going to have to take it outside. Exactly. It's blue cheese or bust.
And you know what's really funny? I grew up in a blue cheese house. Hardcore blue cheese house. Like hardcore. So I'm not anti-blue cheese at all. I'm figuring it out step by step. Pam, you're inspiring. You're inspiring. So like you should make a video about it because obviously there's quite a few people here that this whole conversation is making me feel better because like I have all kinds of zip drives and I had everything ready for it and I'm like I can't figure this out.
All the tutorials and different things, it needs help. But babysitting the machine for that, like, I just don't love that process. I did it. I tried. I have the stuff. I just don't love it. I'd rather sew horrible, yucky, glow-in-the-dark spider webs, freeform embroidery.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay for a program over $1,000. Yikes.
Yeah, they're so expensive.
You know what's really funny? When I first jumped on the internet, I was almost willing to pay that much money to learn things. But now I'm like, no. And I'm not saying I ever have, but I'm just saying like I was close. I've gotten the digitizer design for free. Oh, I definitely needed for the new sew form site. I need to look into that. That's one thing So Frugal taught me last year was there's a lot of free patterns, a lot of free stuff out there. You just have to go looking for it.
This is true. I wish my presser foot would show up though. Touched everyone except for the one I need.
I got mine 400 secondhand. That's awesome. I need to bust out my Brother PE 535. It has been a while. And every time I think there's a problem with it, I fix it and I'm like, oh, it's me. I'm the problem. I'm the problem.
We're not, no Taylor Swift, please don't even.
Do you know what's funny? I've never, besides the popular songs, because of my age, I've never really heard a Taylor Swift song. Besides the obvious ones that you'd have to tell me it's a Taylor Swift song.
Fair.
And like, I'm wearing a Slayer shirt. I'm into, I'm of a certain age.
Joy, I'm just looking for my basic like sewing machine foot. It's on this table or on the. It's close. I know it's not far. I know I own it.
Before I forget, I bought red sequins.
Oh, you called me with that sewing machine. All your purchases were like Phoenix is showing up tonight.
I completely forgot because I'm sitting here. I'm glad you're here because I just sit here and yak at the void.
I want to come over but your show starts so late during the week. There's some things have just not been lining up. So I was like, tonight I'm showing up here.
Sequins, it's really weird. Going downtown has spoiled me, so I refuse to pay a certain price. Just like my furry fabric, they wanted $50 a yard for this. I held out for almost a year until I found this for under $10.
Right.
I held out like because in my mind, Walmart sells the white fabric for $7, and so I was really holding out for Walmart to come out with the furry fabric. But the red sequins are something that like I kind of wanted, but I refused to pay the price. And it's really weird. They charge more depending on the color.
Oh, that's weird.
Like, for some reason, purple is like on the bottom chain. That's why I have so much purple sequins everywhere. And blue too. Because somewhere in this labyrinth of fabric, there's blue sequins, but I have yet to have red ones. So I'm excited. And it was so cheap that I could get yards and yards and yards of this stuff. So
they usually only have the black at Halloween time. You can't always get everything all times of the year.
I'm gonna push some things out of the side. So back onto my insane carpet craze. I am so proud of my shirt. I'm gonna grab it in a minute, but tonight I'll be releasing my video. It's been nothing but drama. So later on this evening, my Sunday sews will be out. But I made a carpet hoodie. And the funny thing is, when I put it on, I'm not kidding you, Phoenix. Guess what it smelled like? And I washed it 4 times. And guess what it smelled like?
Febreze and carpet Lysol. Does it smell like Lysol?
It smelled like cigarettes.
Oh God. You're like, I can't have this. This is too close.
As someone who grew up in that world, who is from that world, like my family sat in the smoking section. I'm not kidding you. And I washed it in the industrial washer, and then I washed it 3 different times after I made it because it's carpet material, so it's really durable,
Holds on to everything.
Did you already show your new machine? Not yet. I'm gonna grab that in a second. I'm trying to get to all the fun and funny stuff before I get to the machine.
She's pretty. I like her.
I've actually become really proficient at putting white rotaries back together. So, oh man, excuse me. I look at this as a challenge, and it's more modern. When I say modern, it's like 95 to 100 years old.
Electric or hand crank or
It's electric,
a treadle? Okay.
but
Yeah,
I
right. You
can.
like to put them electrics back together. I like the manual.
I love a challenge and being electrocuted. It's a hobby of mine. I'm the real life tool time. Hanging
Fair.
outdoors for a day. I don't know what to do, Joy. Please give me some more advice. But as someone who's an ex-smoker, that smell doesn't bother me. Yeah, he puts them back together, but and they threw the
Yeah, of
parts I
course.
left on the bench. Hey, I'm not even kidding you. Those are spare parts. Though I've been saying that my whole life.
That didn't really belong in this machine. That was for the other machine that I was working on.
I'll never forget the first time like I put IKEA furniture together as a semi-adult. Like you're in your 20s with your apartment with your friends, and I'll never forget my friend looked at me and he's like, "Really? This couch is not supposed to have extra parts." I'm like, "It works." Maybe it did come with extra pieces, but it didn't. When I smoked and sewed for work, I would hang finished garments outside overnight. That was one of the main complaints when I had a shop from a certain place is that some of my stuff smelled like THC. Also, I threw a dryer sheet in with the fabric. I have a weird dryer sheet habit, so I have boxes of dryer sheets. Boxes.
Oh, that OxyClean that's got the cyclodextrin rings. They act like donuts to hold up shit.
I need something like that. I also want to get one of those old school hat racks that you used to put in the dishwasher.
Yes. I don't have a dishwasher though.
I put my quota for electric shocks when I was in electronics. One of those things I worked was with wind turbine electronics. Getting shocked by 90,000 volt test messed me up for a month. Oh wow. I've been full on electrocuted. It is not fun. It's funny when you can walk away and survive, but it is not fun. Oh, okay. So this, I don't, what the funny thing is? He wrapped this up in another piece of fabric, and I was like, "Oh, score! I get free fabric." That's how much of a fabric hound I am, and it's probably like packing material or something. It's really stretchy. Happy 420, Dixie! Yay! Happy 420. I've been using Paint 3D to modify the artwork for the design. Then I import the art into the software for the practice digitizing the design. Have made adjustments over a dozen times already. Wow. I'm telling you, Pam, like you're fearless.
You're a rock star, right?
No, seriously. And I know I bring it up all the time, but Pam fixed a dryer on YouTube. And I want to say something. How many of you have done that? Not too many. As somebody who does it for a profession, I'm still impressed. My father survived. Oh, wow, volts being shocked with lightning bouncing off equipment. You know what's really funny? This thing has a tag on it. This is tweed. This is tweed, multi orange. It's from Amtred Corporation. And it doesn't say how much it is. There's a ton. There's a ton here. Blew his boots off. No, being electrocuted is no joke. My father was in an industrial accident. It is no joke. So I have a very weird question for you, Phoenix.
Okay.
Because you and I are around the same age, I have a question for you. How do you feel about the word goon?
It makes me laugh.
Me too. I think about hockey, of that guy who's skating without a stick, just trying to get into fights.
And Goonies.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, we had a whole movie based on the word.
But the meaning changes over time, and I have a goon patch, and like it might mean something else to the younger generation, you know.
Well,
Now
they're
the
gonna have
dryer
to.
sits in my garage. That's okay, Pam. You know what? You know what, Pam? You fixed a dryer. The average person doesn't even know how to take the face off.
Right.
I was so impressed, and I know it's been years, and I'm still talking about. I'm telling you, like we need more people like that. We like it's okay
Yeah.
to check things out and see if it works or not. Unplug it first, which I'm about to show you with the
Yes.
sewing machine. But this tweed orange is hilarious to me. Oh, but it's a ton. When I say these are drapes, like this is no joke.
That's a 3-piece suit with a jacket.
That's
The
what I'm
bonus
saying.
jacket.
I'm gonna make a tweed. Me too. I was amazed. Absolutely. You know what? It inspired me to open up mine. Which reminds me, I have to do it again. It's been a while. It's been a
Right.
quick minute. But when's the like? Have you ever worn anything that's tweed?
Yes, just not recently.
I'm sweating just thinking about it.
That's what I was thinking about for you also. I'm like, that's going to be darned hot. It's not the right season for sewing tweed.
And I do not. I know this is a shocker. I do not have hair. And so what happens because I don't have hair, sweat, you know, my eyebrows are thick, but they can only stop so much.
You need a 1980s sweat headband. I keep telling you.
I actually have wristbands and headbands, and my son asked me to stop wearing them in public.
Just put a ball cap on over it so we can't see it.
I would need like a size 8.5. I don't even know if they make ball caps that big. I have a giant head. So I'm going to Cali on May 1st.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah, you have to let me know. I'm sure Waternay will want to hang out as well.
Depending on what part, which we won't ask you to say which part of Cali. She could be coming up north close to me.
California is like
it's huge.
half the size of the West Coast.
I would go with almost 2/3.
It's okay. I try to explain to people from my front door to somewhere in your area
It's many hours.
is 935 miles, and I won't say what town, but there's a very specific town I went to, and that drive, I spent the entire time driving. It was a 10-hour drive. I spent the entire time driving in the state of California.
Yes.
The entire you know what? It's so funny. It's like if you ask anyone in California, how do you get to Oregon? They'll just say, get on the freeway and go north. just head north.
Right.
Don't even need a map for that one. Oh, my niece is there now for cheer competition with her daughter.
Ooh.
Oh, that's awesome. I'll be landing in Anaheim. Oh, the Disneyland area. I haven't been down there in a while. See, that area knows what it's about, knows what tourism is about. Like, there's a million things you can do in Anaheim. There's a million different things you can do.
I was just gonna make a bad joke that part maybe doesn't have everything. Laundry detergent and body soap behind glass. Unbreakable plexiglass, whatever it is.
That is my new pet peeve of we'll go to San Diego area later though. Yeah, that's really south of where I live. California is humongous. I haven't been to San Diego, and San Diego is so beautiful. It is such a beautiful place. Even when you're driving on the freeway, the 5, when you're heading into downtown San Diego, you can see the bay, you can see everything. It's beautiful. Have any of y'all met in person? No one here, but I've met quite a few people through YouTube.
We just have parasocial relationships.
It's really weird though, because that's why I constantly say my height. I'm 5'9", because when everyone meets me, they're like, "I thought you were taller." I am 5'9".
Stop complaining about being a short guy. You can't pull this one on me.
That's actually a good thing. It took forever for some towns around here to start catering to tourists, and they could have bounced back from recession faster if they embraced tourists. Absolutely. Like I've gone to quite a few events down there, and I'm impressed. Like I am so impressed with Anaheim, because they try to do it to my town, but it's kind of falling apart because the money kind of comes and goes, and you get backers and people come and go.
Yeah,
I would
no,
love to
our
meet
town had.
I'd love to meet you too, Pam. I'll wear my tweed suit. This is gonna be so hot.
Yeah, it is.
A long time ago, when I lived in Hollywood, this was 24 years ago. When I lived in Hollywood, there was this place where they always advertised 3 wool suits, shirt, socks, everything for $100.
Oh, that's super cheap.
Well, one of the reasons why is because no one purchased them, because it's hot in Cali. Like, it's hot here.
Right, that's what the rich folks before they go on their ski trips to Switzerland.
But I purchased one suit, and the guy tailored it and everything. It was amazing, you know.
Yeah.
But they still have those. They have those same deals in downtown right now.
YouTubers.
Like the one town had to start papering up empty shop windows. Now they're waiting lists for small businesses to get storefronts. It's amazing. Tourists took it from bombed out to booming.
Good.
I actually saw this really. I didn't want to bring it up. I actually saw this really sad thing about Hollywood, how the shops aren't open there, because every time I drive by, I'm not kidding you. People are filming TikToks. It's an alternate universe.
Well, from the thing I heard the other day, that I don't understand how it's going to affect the businesses, but that I heard that California wanted the electricity your utility bills were going to be based on your income. And how is that going to work? B, that sounds like utter nonsense bullshit.
They're already, like, if you go past a certain amount, they're already fining you with outrageous bills. I got one, and I was like, all right, bring it on. Bring it on.
Right.
There's really nothing you can do, you know?
Right. Well, you could unplug a couple things, but
this always I get though. No, I like the only time this room is really lit up like this is when I'm when I'm either filming or online.
Yep.
Because I turn off half the stuff in here. Half of the stuff in here is off, you know. And plus, I like the war room look. I have screens everywhere in here. Everywhere. So I feel like I'm in a CIC, like on a Navy ship or something.
Yes.
Power generation maintenance requirements don't care how much you make. It still has to be done, and it's expensive as shit. That's what I'm saying. So they're going to get their money regardless. Let me see. How do you feel? How do you feel about spoilers? Like, let's say you were into a show, and then you'd go on Twitter, and because we live on the West Coast, you like
relate to everything.
Last night, something happened to me, And I was actually grateful for the spoiler because the person I wanted to win didn't win. And my bitter bee kicked in. And I was like, I don't even want to watch the show anymore because this whole season's been a disaster. And so like it was a weird culmination. And I was almost thankful for the YouTube spoilers.
Yeah, they're fine. I think it's a fact of life, but yeah. I don't know. I kind of disliked it when I was watching strongman competitions more, but with everything being in Europe and super far away, like
I'm gonna grab
there's
this
no way around it.
machine. I've watched sports my whole life, so I've kind of I'm at peace with it. There's that weird East Coast bias, but hey, Ollie, right in time, right, perfect timing. Yay! Hello. Oh, that reminds me, I have a bunch of Mexican crepes in the refrigerator. It's just white cheese, a chili, some seasoning that is yet to be named, baked in the oven with lard.
All right.
Look what the dog. Look what the dog took. Yay! Wow, Phoenix, way better sound and picture.
Well, this is better because my stream this morning, I started it 3 times, got mad, did not completely destroy my stuff, but I was like, nope, I'm not having a good time. Everything looks like poop. I called it, and I deleted the stream too, and I never delete my like, even if it's whatever, it was so bad, I deleted it. I was like, no, I am super grumpy. Yes, this is my new fancy camera with my capture card and all the fancy shit.
You know what's funny,
I'll
Phoenix?
stop swearing.
I've had like 4 or 5 meltdowns on stream. I've quit 6 or 7 times. I walked away one time for 8 months. It's okay to have a bad day. You are not alone. It happens all the time on YouTube. YouTube, it is not easy.
No, well, on any streaming platform, because I have been using the Rumble Studios, and the studio's got a glitch right now, so it won't connect the video. So I was trying to use OBS, and that software just is so confusing. It was so glitchy. I forgot to check my ISO. It was bad. I'm gonna mute myself. I will BRB, kids.
Awesome. She's got to get the camera set up a bit, and there'll be actual potential there. It's not a Soviet VCR quality anymore. Hey, I still have VCRs in here. It's funny when you because I watch a lot of Star Trek. It's funny when you'll watch something in the modern sense, and then I watch it on VHS, and I'm like, is that yellowed? Okay. So, I see a White Rotary. I scored this today at Rooster's Relic. One of the reasons I stay away from antique stores, especially Rooster's Relics, is because Evan gives me an amazing price for sewing machines that are literally like 100-something years old, if not, well, no, I don't know if it's that old, but I've been taking a break. You know what's so funny? I'm almost there, Pam. I feel like I need to take a break. Yay. Hello. Hey, dog. How's it going? Our resident James Brown. How's it going? I've missed your stream. I have missed your streams too, Pam. I get so much sewing done. Like even today, I was watching Critically Drinking while I was making my video. Sir, that's because your house is a collection of random... Yes, it is. I have a wide collection of random stuff. I'm just into sewing machines. But I could have a woodworking channel. Oh, a sword making a forge channel. It would be almost 100 years old. That's why I was holding out. I was waiting that you'd show up, Alibaba. I'm glad that you're here. Hello, everybody, dog. Again, Dixie, great to see you. Pam, so good to see you. So good to see you. Joy, Kilroy, awesome. I like antique stores for tools. The tools need work a lot of the time, but they're higher quality and they never know when they have that's true. That is true. That's why I like go to the swap meet, because I'll grab something and I'm like, how much is this? They're like, this is $1. And I'm like, this is like, $175 retail, but I'll take it. No, William. No break, please. I wouldn't, last time I took a break, I kept making videos. I just didn't do lives, but I'm not there yet. Yay. Hello, go. Just easier actually finding hand tools. Absolutely. Especially nowadays. I have a machine that's from 1905. I'll probably never use it even.
No, that is not true, Killery. You just got to take the time to use it. These oldies but goodies are the besties.
And you know what? Like, touch and sews are overambitious. The self-winding bobbins, if you get one that works, they're amazing machines. But most of them were DOA, and they're just duds. As someone who owns... Do you know what's funny? One day, I will admit how many sewing machines I have. I will never admit how many touch and sews I have. I was going through things.
No, we've already been through this. You have like 275.
Somewhere. I quit counting after a certain amount.
Oh, right, because you've got new acquisitions. So you're probably pushing 300, if I had to hedge my guesses.
Give or take-ish. I'm not, like... I quit counting after a certain point, but what I do is I'm like, oh man, do you know what's really helped is I post like in this year, I posted every one that I purchased in my community tab, which has actually stopped me from buying quite a few.
Oh, good. You're like
Thank you, Dixie. Thank you. No, it works. Thank you, Dixie. Thank you. I make friends with all the vendors, with as many vendors as I can, especially at fabric stores. But it's good to have an antique, like to know someone who owns an antique store.
Here. Oh, Ellie, here, let me. Oh.
No, go ahead. It's beat to shit. It was rusted solid when I started working on it. There are parts still rusted to shit. Okay. And I probably wouldn't be able to adjust the timing, parts missing, that kind of thing. Get a bucket and just dunk it. Dunk it in oil, in sewing machine oil. Oh, if you lived any closer, I'd give you a jug of not WD-40.
No, we use Liberty in this house.
Oh, now I just have the Liberty commercial stuck in my head.
No.
Have you changed your dome polish? It's looking decently dull tonight. No, it's because I have a light right here. Do you see? You can see I was changing the color of my hand.
I know that one makes you look jaundiced if you're too close.
That's the total. Thanks for the glizzy light. So I sit right under that light like a lizard when I'm sitting close.
The heat lamp.
So you can see the shine of my skull. So when I'm sitting back, you can't. It's not reflecting as much. Even PB Blaster wouldn't loosen it up. I've seen videos of people do just absolute surgery on sewing machines. This is gonna need help. This thing is gonna need a lot of help. I'm gonna try to not knock my coffee off, but it's beautiful. And one thing I've learned over the years is I repeat, I'm not gonna plug this in. I tell the story all the time. When I first got my other white that I'll grab in a second because it's right behind me, if you have a corded plug, just word to the wise, plug it in.
Right.
My best trick, Kilroy, is cover in sewing machine oil and then oil the regular spots. I do that too. The trick is then I leave it in the noon sun and let it heat up. Ooh, that's smart. The oil soaks in and then I add more sometimes too. That's way better than my heat gun cheating solution that I do.
I guess you could just use a hair dryer then.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I have a bunch of fancy stuff I never use. I'm like, am I ever going to use this heat gun? Every time I get an all metal machine, I'm like, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, man.
There, if we're showing off whites, then maybe I can
Here,
try
let
this
me,
camera angle.
hold on, I'll make it big in a second. But I'm actually kind of stoked. Another reason why I stopped buying a ton of sewing machines is because all of a sudden the price went up, the market jumped because somebody was buying them all over the place and people thought it was a bunch of people. It was me. It was me. I drove the market up on myself. That's why I go to a completely different. That's why I'm not kidding you. Like I hit Ventura for an entire year. That's where my touch and sew problem began. And now I'm hitting the valley. I feel like in Star Trek because we're the county I live. The only other county in America that is as big as LA County is Houston. Houston, Texas is the only other place that has a county the size of LA County. So I haven't even hit like a third of the Goodwills, thrift stores, antique shops around here. More heat is better. So if I put oxyacetylene torch from the local welding store, I could get that machine back to sew. Kilroy, if you lived any closer, I'd help you get in trouble with that. I have a torch right here. The market jumped across the country. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, Alibaba. I have a bobbin in here for the throat plate. No white machine. Do you know what's so funny? It was Joe Bonobo in the comments on my community tab. It is so true. Most white rotary sewing machines are missing the front plate. It's the strangest thing, and so people think I'm crazy. Well, we'll be here, Alibaba, when I buy because I've purchased quite a few white plates, and people are like, "What's wrong with you?" Because they're always missing.
So I got a steal for my $25 girly then.
Yeah, they're always missing the front plate. It's the weirdest thing. There's probably that weird farm with just plates up to the rafters, That one farm
Yeah.
we were told our dog went to when we were kids.
Right.
Sue the city of Ventura for your I won't admit how many touch and sews, but I bought a bunch of stylists. It was and let's be real, that particular era was aging out and people were putting those sewing machines in thrift stores, but they were everywhere. They were everywhere. And I was buying touch and sews for $5, stylists for like $8-9. I think it's easier to have a Malaysian 3-year-old make your stuff for 50 cents an hour.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't know if you're still doing the events of the day, but today happens to be World Circus Day. And in lieu of Dog's comment and that made me think that there's always a 5-year-old Russian kid who can do your trick better than you can.
As a hockey fan, I concur. But LA has so much in it. Houston is just rednecks and toll roads. I've been to Houston. I concur on that. Not all of Houston, though. There's some lovely people in Houston. And Houston's been really gentrified. Hardcore gentrified. But what like downtown city hasn't been?
Definitely not mine. Shit. Oh, I said I was going to try to swear less. I'm sorry.
They're missing from the machine. I said, oh, I need to get new glasses, apparently.
Oh, well then, if
Welcome
Joy's
back.
missing something, then maybe, depending on the model, I'm sure we've got a dealer who can hook you up.
I ask that question all the time. Alexa, how far is Michigan from California?
In California,
Oh,
Michigan
who
is
turned it down?
2,261.5 miles away by car.
Who turned the A word? Man, I'm calling foul. This thing is turning itself down. I have an inner ear problem, Alexa. I need you to scream at me. Welcome back, Alibaba. Alexa, how far is it from California to Michigan?
From California, Michigan is 2,261.5 miles away by car.
That's not bad. I've gone from Santa Monica, California to Savannah, Georgia. From sea to shiny sea.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, on a car trip like that, you really have to like somebody. I mean, you really have to like somebody. Oh, were you talking about missing the t-shirt bobbin cover? Yes. 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 It goes in that weird vortex where that left socks always go, you know? Like, why am I always missing this one sock? It's the strangest thing. You've asked her that question so many times. You should have memorized it by now. I haven't. And plus, it's a holiday today.
Oh, right. I was like, what holiday?
Will
World
said the A
Series Day.
word. My Alexa just told me the same thing. Do you know what's really funny? I actually have an A word segment in my video, and it's so annoying when I'm because editing is all about timing. And so I'm trying to get that perfect second, and the A word is answering every time because it's my voice that it hears, you know?
Right. You mean you're not talking to me, Will? How dare you?
No, when I was editing, I have this one segment where I ask the A word in my new video, which will be out this evening after this live stream. That's word. Okay. That's when I actually went in the settings. My A word used to be so sensitive. There was a commercial that would say, A word, play Who Let the Dogs Out. I'm not kidding you. It would, because I would always have my TV on. It would happen at the strangest times. I'd be across the house and my A word is singing that song. I hate everybody. So I'd have to take some of those pills Air Force pilots take to stay up and drive in one shot. Oh, I had so much fun traveling across the country, and that's when I discovered that there are Waffle Houses from Phoenix all the way for everywhere else. But in America, we don't have I'm sorry, in California, we don't have the yellow Waffle House. We have everything else, you know. He said it again.
I didn't see any on my trip to the coast, but I was only in California for about 45 minutes through the redwoods where there's nothing. What that name of that county? Or no? Oh, by Coochie and Hoochie, California, by Crescent City.
There's a lot of names I can't pronounce in America. There's a lot of things where I'm like, what does that say? And then the people that are from there are like, oh, it's this or that. I do get amnesia. I do. But DHC also gives you 5-minute memory loss, so a lot of it is that.
Do you not read that?
You know what? I love Easy. I still rock out to that stuff. We had a yellow Waffle House here long ago. That is so funny that Canada had the yellow Waffle House, but not California. We do, and I'm not saying we don't have any. We have IHOP, we have Denny's, we have all kinds of moms and pops. You can get all kinds of kale waffles. We have raw chicken and waffles. As someone who's semi-unhealthy, I didn't realize how healthy I was until I left California because it forces you to eat kale smoothies, and it's a requirement to live here.
It is.
Last one I saw, that's crazy. Never been to a Waffle House. They just sell breakfast food, and I hate breakfast food. I'm obsessed. I actually had breakfast for dinner before the stream.
Oh, no, I'm the weirdo who goes and gets an omelet but then asks for a side salad with blue cheese dressing when I go out for breakfast. I'm like, keep your breakfast potatoes, but
There's
can I
nothing
have a
wrong.
salad?
There's nothing wrong with that. Now I'm craving an omelet with a side salad.
potatoes, please.
There's enough waffle in California. I will not touch that with a 10-foot pole. Do you all remember Ponderosa
Yes,
Steakhouse?
I do. I was just watching a thing about all the chain restaurants that had closed or are recently filing for bankruptcy, and yeah, I do miss me a Ponderosa.
Sometimes kids ask if I remember something, and when I can't, I say I've slept since then. Same. Do you know what? I didn't realize how much I don't pay attention to things until I got on the internet, and I was like, oh, these people are all concerned about all these things that I don't even worry about in my everyday life. Be honest, you're obsessed with everything that has grease in it. I will not steer anyone in any wrong direction. I still cook with lard. I have Crisco in my house. I still cook with peanut oil, vegetable oil. I deep fry things. That's why I give a disclaimer in the beginning of the stream.
And doubly so, no health advice when I show up.
My so-called life is no, I'm not a health guru. This is not a health. I'm a sewing channel. Now I feel like Dr. McCoy. This is a sewing channel.
Right. I'm missing pieces. I don't know what I'm sewing tomorrow. Maybe I should not sew.
Lard's healthier than Crisco. Really? Crisco makes cornbread taste amazing, though.
It does.
I still cook it on a cast iron pan. Like, I get down with certain things. Oh, now I'm craving cornbread.
With jalapenos.
Well, I have someone I know used to be a really good cook, and they really don't cook anymore. And I walked in their house, and they were making crepes for people, and I was like, "You used to cook for me." And so I guilted my mother into making crepes.
I was gonna say, this sounds like you had a mother cooking hostage situation. I mean,
Well, no, she was already making them, and I walked in, and when I walked in, she was like, "Uh-oh," because she knew what I was gonna say. I was like, "Oh, you're cooking for strangers."
I hope you
But
cooked
she
enough
goes
for
out.
me.
No, she lives life properly. Like, she's in groups. She goes out and does activities. She went and my pops hated Hawaii because he was in the Navy. Man, when my dad died, she has a group of friends. They went to Hawaii. Good for her, because my dad hated that place. But my mom was never in the Navy, so good for her. I use butter for cornbread. Oh, I actually am probably gonna make some after this stream while the video's uploading, because now I'm craving cornbread. Will uses different oils and grease because it's constantly looking for a better head shiny material. Yes, it's 100% correct. I need something to be extra glossy. I know I look different when I'm not under I'm not under my tanning light, but I'm not kidding you. That thing is no joke. That light completely changes what I look like. I want to make bacon popcorn. Oh, see, Pam. See, this is why Pam and I are gonna hang out, because I would eat. I'm actually gonna try that this evening. I have all the ingredients. Oh, that sounds amazing. So that's something Phoenix would not be eating. Would you eat bacon popcorn?
I would, yeah. I mean, we haven't in a while. We're not. I'm not kosher. It's just.
Oh, okay.
It's been a hot minute since I've had bacon. But actually, what I used to do was put a tablespoon of bacon grease in my air fryer with 1 cup of popcorn kernels, and I would make bacon popcorn that way in my air fryer, and it was the shit.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I'm one of my gajillion addictions is fresh kettle corn.
Too sweet.
Oh, it's so it's so funny. If you gave it to me and it just sat there for a while, I wouldn't eat it. But the fresh stuff is amazing. And because I'm a 4 o'clock in the morning person, Any donut shop that you go to and you eat a fresh glazed donut that was just cooked, they literally melt in your mouth. Like they're amazing.
Yeah, no, I know.
That's his secret. He eats so much grease it seeps out of the top of his head. Yes.
And also, he forgot to just baby powder. Like, if you're gonna be a good YouTuber and filmer, you gotta like powder your shine down.
My grandfather had wood-fired paper. He made bacon popcorn. Oh, bacon popcorn sounds way too salty, and I'm a salt freak too. I have Kilroy and I have the same eating habits. Like I'm a sultan. Do you remember
You're the salty sultan.
there was a commercial? It's Meet the Butter Tins, and it was like an
Oh, yeah.
anti-cholesterol commercial. And every person I knew was like, you're a butter tin, right? Like that's you. That is your family. Like you guys. I guarantee you, I have margarine and butter in my fridge right now.
No, I've got vegetable oil, avocado oil spray,
I liked
and a tiny bit of coconut oil.
I liked kettle corn and donuts when I was a kid. Makes my teeth hurt now. Oh, now I'm craving donuts. And if you're gonna be a good YouTuber, you have to video yourself in a bathtub and sell the water.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
do you know what's funny? There's like quite a few YouTubers I can think of that haven't had the bathtub shot. Quite
Yeah,
a
but
few.
those also have like their OnlyFans, and my OnlyFeet. Who's gonna pay money to my OnlyFeet where all we do is look at fancy sewing machine feet?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm sorry to bust your bubble. I'm not that kind of guy. I collect sewing machines. Like I play Halo on a original Xbox. I watch hockey. I'm not that kind of guy. I sew old carpets. Like literally old carpets. Well, that's my new phase right now. Because I'm trying
Will's in
to.
his carpet. He's missing the hair on his head, so he's like, I will wear it on my arms instead.
Well, since January, I've made an unreal amount of hoodies. I like Lay's potato chips, just the right amount of salt. Do you remember when Ruffles actually had oil at the bottom? All potato chips were like greasy at the bottom.
Yeah.
They passed laws where I live, so they can't do that legally anymore.
I know, California.
Cape Cod are my fave. They actually have crunch. Oh. Eating Lay's is like eating wet newspaper. It's the oil. You know what it is? I constantly talk about that. It's the condition. Like when I eat something, sometimes it's nostalgia. Like I ate some lemon heads and it brought me back to the ice cream man day. Back when I was a kid, you could run up to this person who would actually sell you candy out of a truck.
Oh no, we still have that, but I didn't know that a couple years ago they took atomic fireballs off the market, and those I liked even better than lemon heads.
I love those. There's a
They don't make them anymore.
Oh, that's so sad. I had this weird hot tamales addiction, but I ate so many I had to like wean myself off. I was addicted to the spicy cinnamon sugary taste. Let's see what else is in my notes. So no one really answered my question. Because I'm of a certain age, I look at the word goon as like a hockey term, but other people look at it as something else. Hot tamales, yum. I'm addicted, Pam. I could taste them now. I guarantee you. I could probably go in my cabinet and find a box of them somewhere. That's how hooked I was on those things. I didn't get them. I was looking at a package of nerds yesterday. Okay. It's so funny you would say this. My son hoards candy. And last weekend I was deep cleaning his room, like mop the floors and everything, and I found a box of Nerds, like a actual big box. I ate that giant sugary lovely thing of Nerds with no hesitation. I have a bag in my sewing room. Oh, that's one thing I had to stop doing. I'm kind of glad the 99-cent store is closing because I started getting kind of crazy. I started buying giant bags of Reese's Thins. It's basically just chocolate with a little layer of peanut butter. I got hooked on those. And then I got hooked on gummy bears. Like I'm 9 years old. So I've been weaning myself off of those.
I
Goon
love
to
those
me
seeds.
means a bad, shady dude. In modern times, it means something else. And I was shocked to find. I Googled it and I was like, I'm old. In one chapter of my book, it's going to be called TikTok Ruins Everything. I don't have a TikTok, so when I say these things, it's not to be mean. It's just I don't have one. So when people say, "Oh, this TikTok trend or something," I'll never know.
They always end up getting reposted on Twitter, so you've probably seen all the most important metas or memes or whatever.
It's the weirdest thing. Oh my gosh! This morning, I went to my local dispensary, and TikTok melts your mind into green radioactive goo. It's so true. It is. It's one of those things. Not even. My son was discouraged early, and so he's not even on TikTok at all. And I know because I ferociously stalk his social media.
Oh, here, can you unbig me for a quick second?
Course.
Make me big. So I finally ruched all of the blue organza. We have
Ooh.
we have trimmings. Now I need to. I guess we'll work on this tomorrow. So lay it out flat, pin it, so we can stitch all of these. No, where's my camera here? We'll do some designing and finish up shit tomorrow.
I know on Saturday night, like today was weird because I was making my video. It's been a long time. I actually used to make videos every Saturday night, but that was 2 years ago. Almost 3 years ago. I need to start checking some of the dates. Like there's probably a bunch of YouTube anniversaries I've passed and not even cared.
You're crushing it. You're almost to 1,000 subscribers. Good for you.
I work hard for the money. You know what? I'm gonna tell you. I'm at 6 something, but I'm gonna tell you, and this sounds so cliche, and this is because I'm old and I listen to Eye of the Tiger. Never give up. Just don't give up. Like
That's true, but also we need to get you hooked up on the Rumbleverse so that you can multi-stream, so that you don't have all of your sewing social media videos in one basket.
that's a lot of frills. Absolutely, I agree with you. I'm actually even me having a new opening is a big deal. I'm slowly accepting the YouTuber title.
I'm gonna go with streamer.
I'm trying. And I'm an extremely consistent person, so like putting a video out every week adheres to my style in the first place. That's why I'm telling you. Oh, and last week I emailed StreamYards because there was so much drama. Do you know who StreamYards blamed their glitches on?
You.
No. On YouTube.
Oh, that's funny, because Rumbles has an issue in their backend studio, and they're like, oh yeah, we need to fix something.
You need an opening that fits your personality. Make it less YouTuber and more talk radio. Do you know Kilroy knows me? I was
You need like the late night with what's that channel?
I'll be Dr. Demento. I was obsessed with Dr. Demento as a kid, or like George
Oh no, Art
Laurie.
Bell. Coast to
Art,
Coast with Art Bell. That's what I'm thinking of.
I still watch Art Bell, and I'm not even into that stuff. I still watch George Norrie and Art Bell, both of them. It's because I love people who talk, because I'm always sewing. I'm always, even when I'm at work. Like if you're if you're an East Coast YouTuber, I probably watch you at my job. Because it's a live that's on, like if
Yep.
someone goes live at 7 in the morning, I'm at work, at least on the East Coast. Here in the
Right.
East Coast, his show really is a late night show. That's why I always appreciate everyone who listens to me. That's past my my time zone, because I know it's late. Not even a mainstream late night show. One of those B-list late night shows that are on super late. I miss those shows. How's it going, Rashawn? Good to see you. Good to see you. I love today's stream. It was nothing but invoke. I absolutely love critically drinking, because Rashawn brings all different types of people on his channel and has a conversation, and it's not like head buddy. It's people actually having a conversation.
Happy 420!
Happy
hold on, I gotta
420,
close my
Dub!
cam- I closed my camera for a second.
Happy 420! Come on, big burbles. Burble.
How's it going? How's it going? Awesome. But like I was saying, like I absolutely appreciate critically drinking. Great channel. Let's see what else. Today was wild. Oh, like I was saying earlier, speaking of 420, I go to to my dispensary on the weekends, and then I stock up for the week. Long story short, I walked in there today. I had never seen so many people in the dispensary in my life. And keep in mind, I was in there early, like 8 o'clock in the morning early, but they had this first 100 people like get to spin a raffle thing, in which no matter what you spin, you win. So it
And
made
you
me.
get an edible, and you get an edible.
Now Phoenix is gonna laugh more at my stupid jokes.
I always laugh at your stupid jokes, Killer Ray. That's why I show up and why I miss you when I don't see you for a couple of weeks.
It was hilarious with you in the chat denouncing their religion. You know what? I just want to present an alternate view. I know it comes out barky, but I'm not mad. I'm really not mad. I just have a different view. But that's what I appreciate about you, because you let me say crazy things in your chat. I was wondering if they would get defensive. And I think I forget that too, because I am very like, I question people. I come from abrasive people, a long line of abrasive people who, like Phoenix knows, like getting a is like, hey, I got approval, or a
That was not the shittiest I've seen you do. That is like the best compliment you might ever hear that whole year.
I enjoy it. People need to be put, absolutely, and I'm not here to do anything nefarious. That's why I say very specific things. I'm not a hater. I'm open. Like, please change my mind, please. I'm not I'm open-minded to the point where, like, if my view is wrong, show me. I almost want to go on Sean's show and put on my Iron Sheik character just to go all in and piss everybody off. I miss his Twitter. I miss the Iron Sheik's Twitter calling out everybody. See, that's when Twitter was exciting. And to all the people who keep subscribing to me, I thank you. I'm at 4,000 something people on Twitter. I need to post again.
I was gonna say,
I've quiet quit. It's quiet quitting. It has nothing to do with it's not even anything political. I just got over Twitter. And Twitter, like, one day I got into a Twitter drama, and I asked myself, hold on, make myself big one time. I was like, William, what are you doing in your life? In what direction are you going in your life? So I chose to get out of that Twitter drama and change my life. Twitter is like international waters. It's like walking into a fire. And I'm still on Twitter. I still go on there all the time. I use it to send links and stuff, but it just
Yeah.
I have a positive message. I'm literally posting clothes and a quote from some book I read, which most of my quotes, if you go on my Twitter, are from Mass Movements by Eric Hoffer. I'm literally looking at the book. No, I'm sorry. The True Believer by Eric Hoffer. It's about mass movements, but the book's called The True Believer. Just do what they do in Hollywood and say your people are talking to Twitter people. That when people use Twitter as a source, I'm like, we are on the dark side of the mirror. But now people use TMZ because TMZ are real life ambulance chasers and they're
Yeah,
there.
they've been for a hot minute. That's the same way that Amber Heard was like, TMZ, we're going to be at the courthouse today at this time with my PR and barely my lawyer. Show up. I've got the bruise kit.
That's one job I turned down that I don't know if I should have taken it or not. I got offered a job to be a paparazzo for TMZ and I turned it down.
I don't think you're assholey enough to be able to have handled that.
No, because if someone told me to kick rocks, I'd be like, okay. Because I'm abrasive if I need to be, but I don't walk around. I'm nosy, but I watch gossip shows on the internet. I would never get in someone's business like that in real life, ever. I don't have the patience to wait outside of some place to take a picture of Britney Spears or something,
Right, and it's never usually when people are like at their best, it's like, here, I had a bad day, I'm whatever.
Oh, I still have my Cabbage Patch. Godfrey and I are the same age. Godfrey came with a birth certificate. His name is Godfrey.
I can't remember mine's names, but I do have an original and I have a handmade one in my dressing room.
Mine had curly hair and I gave him I found this mini wicker chair and I put my Cabbage Patch in it. It's in my closet because I get rid of nothing.
Right.
At least TMZ is kind of an actual news organization, not Twitter, where people can just write it and link it because it says what they wrote proves their point. That drives me crazy. He was made in the same satanic ritual they did to summon Ronnie James Dio and Meatloaf. I said this years ago. I was born in a lake, and the Lady of the Lake handed me to King Arthur. And I am Excalibur. Oh man, I said that and no one got my joke. I said that 3 years ago. My Cabbage Patch name is Oliver and he's bald. That's awesome, Pam. That's awesome. My mom, I'll never forget. Like I was gone for 10 years and like I got all my stuff from my mom's house and she's like, "You want your Cabbage Patch?" I said, "Of course I do." How is that even a question? Oh, that's a bit of a stretch calling love. Oh, there's something in my eye. There's something in my eye. I tell you, the Lady of the Lake handed me to King Arthur. Oh man. That reminds me. I'm not done. I completely forgot. So not only did I receive my Goon Patch, which I'm not kidding you, and you know what? Shout out to Greg Bryan for letting me know that I really did not. That's where the whole TikTok thing came from, because he was like, "Do you know what goon means?" And he said it more of a modern sense.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that the kids that it means something else. So I want to laugh when some 19-year-old kid points and laughs at me. Okay, so I'm on this weird 1990s kick. I want to bring back airbrush pants. People have already brought it back.
Yes.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put patches on pants. I ordered. They came fast too. Man, they must have been at the factory just waiting because no one ordered them. Ooh, the press works. Oh, the press works. It's nice and flat. I have not one, but 2 peacock patches. I'm gonna put them on my pants, and they're
Oh,
sequins. You think I'm playing? I'm gonna do my mating dance.
I'm like, now I want that for a costume. Did you get that from Amazon?
I did.
Drop
I
me
did.
the link.
I did, and they were cheap. You know, like they were super affordable because if it's a peacock, it was super affordable and a 3 a.m. impulsive buy. But I'm actually really impressed. What does goon mean nowadays? It means you obsessively watch porn. Thank you, Joy. Thank you. I'm gonna put this on a pair of pants, and because I live in LA, everyone's gonna tell me they love my pants.
Yes.
Everyone is gonna be like, "Oh, those peacock pants are amazing," and it came with 2 of them, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I like me a twofer.
And that's the thing about Amazon, like, but I check the Prime because I'm so impatient. Like, I'm like, okay, it'll be here in a couple of days, and it came in less than 24 hours.
Ooh.
I forgot about my peak. See, that's why you keep notes, because I forgot about my peacock patch and I wrote it down. I was like, literally in my notes, you forgot about your peacock patch, and I looked down. I was like, oh, I did. I know myself. I really know myself.
Well, that's the first step to success. How do you operate?
Well, I journaled when I was in my 20s. I was alone, and I was in this really weird, vulnerable spot. So I journaled for years and years and years. But it taught me to write lists, and it actually helped my memory in a weird way. Writing lists.
Well, it makes sense because the act of writing. Oh my god, this is so bugging me that it looks so dark on the screen on the computer. When I see myself in the viewfinder, the lighting is amazing. Trust me, we'll figure this out.
This is just your first run. This is a dry run right now. This is, you're just fresh out the box with your new camera.
I know.
Every time I tried journaling, it never worked out. I have over like 20 years of journals. It's weird to see, like, that's why I always say, like, if you feel a certain way today, you won't feel like that tomorrow.
Frequently.
Awesome. But yeah, so it actually helped me out. I write everything down. I actually have tactile notes. I keep notes. So did you hear about the 99-cent store closing in California?
I did hear about this because they can't keep their promise because between the prices and the taxes, they're like, we're the $12.99 store.
And they also said, I was really shocked because they blamed pilfering, but I feel like that's an excuse because the one by my house, it's like oddly quiet, Night, night, everyone. Have a great night, dog. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you come back, we'll be here for a little bit longer. I've heard many are closing in Cali. It's just really sad because I didn't realize how much I went there until it's closed, We still have Dollar Tree. Maybe I'll go there tomorrow and give it a go.
Yeah, I think we've got a Dollar Tree and then a Dollar General. But you know who's gone up in price and I didn't like what they had was Big Lots. I hadn't been in literally years and we went a couple weeks ago. And
they actually are the ones who bought out the 99. So we're going to get a bunch of like hybrid Big Lots. Originally, they said they're going to return it to what the 99-cent store was. So it's going to be tchotchkes and candy again.
Okay.
The new minimum wage for fast food in California is probably gonna push more out of business. It's true.
Yeah, I can't. I don't understand what California is doing. Gavin Newsom with this like power hungry trip of wanting to be president. I don't get it. Nothing makes sense. None of it.
Big lots around here have closed. It's a True Value hardware store now. Oh, that's crazy. Well, I bet you're right on that merger where the shock will end up, where the stock will end up. I think that's what it is too. You know what it is? One of the reasons I miss that store is because of the convenience.
Mm-hmm.
It's been in this one location in my neighborhood since 1996 or 7. Well, to
Yeah.
quote
Well,
your
I don't have that many.
chief tonight. Sorry, Phoenix. What's that?
Oh, I was gonna say, well, where I am, there's not oodles of chain stores.
Newsom is prez material, in my opinion.
No, isn't, and I agree with.
Isn't.
No, he's
None of the leadership anywhere makes sense. Thank you. Alibaba and I are from an older school from the Preozoic era. Smash everything.
right. Neanderthal. I come. I beat. I win.
Get rid of bad people. It's not even complicated.
right. You out to pasture.
I don't even know why. In my notes, I wrote, "I'm too old for half the internet." I think what it is, it really hit me when I was watching that show, and one of the main participants in this show had this thing. It's a reality show, but it's an internet reality show. There's hundreds of them on the internet. But long story short, this guy was having a conversation with his mom, and his mom said her age, and her and I could have went to high school together. And I was like, crisis, existential crisis. It's just the realization of age. That's all.
Yeah.
And I'm a Dem, so it's not like I think that every Dem isn't press material.
Right. So that's like Killer is saying there's bad, there's tolerable, and even Gavin Newsom, it does not meet my barely tolerable list. You failed.
I can't use most of the internet nowadays because it's mostly kids and their unspoken lines you just can't cross. Well, I can always it's different though because like my videos are marked for adults, so I really don't get that traffic. There was one, I don't even want to say, there's like, I don't like half the time though. I think half of these accounts are troll accounts or someone posing to be someone they're not, because that is the internet. I blocked so many people just for being kids, but and how many people act like that?
There would be nobody left on the internet.
It's true.
Because sometimes I act like a kid.
I do too, but it's more, it's everybody, there's different levels to it. I don't come in like screaming like or typing in all caps.
Right, there's childlike, and then there is childish.
Like even today, when I was in Rashawn's chat, like someone would say something and I would answer like I was on the panel. I'm in the chat, but I'm listening.
Right.
It's different when it's something you're passionate about, For many folks, high school didn't end at their graduation. I'm not kidding you. I constantly say one of the worst ideas I ever did was move back to my hometown, but I avoid most people I grew up with for that very reason. But I'm talking about the one, like there's someone I see every morning when I'm going to work. I see him on his bicycle and he's not going anywhere.
Oh.
someone I grew up with, who was one of like the
Yeah.
popular guys, and he's hurting right now.
Yeah.
I bet you have a whole tea plantation because you moved back. And that's another thing. I was gone. I moved away I moved away at 17 and then came back and moved away again. And so there's some people I haven't seen since I was 18, 19 years old, and it's awkward. Because in relatively speaking, I look exactly the same. And my voice, I'm Benjamin Buttons. I'm not even lying. My voice is raspy right now, but my voice has not changed. It's so sad. I'm still waiting for it to drop. I'm still waiting.
I was gonna say, were you hoping for something more like a little like, hey?
Dude, I smoked cigarettes for 19 years, and I swear it made my voice deeper. I actually have a very nasally, extremely high voice. But those camel darts will they'll deepen your voice real quick. This is why I'm glad I don't remember anything. I don't remember a damn person I went to high school with, and I'm extremely grateful for it. There's a lot of good people though. Like for as much there's like I see people around town, we give the adult like, hey, hello, hi, and then we move on. Or like my son's one of my son's teachers, I've known her since we were 6 years old. It was so awkward when we clicked on the meeting and she's like, hi, Mr. Sewing. I looked at her. I was like, let's not pretend. Let's not do this. Like, I literally know your mother. Like, your mother knows me. Like, let's not do this. That's the one weird thing about being in a small town, And because my son's homeschooled, we had athletic day. She walked up to me and she's like, I want to know everything. And then stood there like she's like, tell me everything that's happened in the past 20 years.
Jeepers.
It's crazy when you move back to your hometown, though. I'll give it 3 stars. Would not recommend.
I'm not ready yet. I mean, I can't. I see a possibility of that, but not anytime soon.
Mine more or less is because I come from a town of extreme potential, and a lot of people didn't move.
Yeah.
And so, like, I went out. I had a swashbuckling adventure in my 20s. I crashed and burned. I failed so many times I lost count, but I kept going. And so it's intimidating to some people where I'm like, oh, I've done this and this. And they're like, That's when you lie about your jet-setting James Bond lifestyle that you had to quit because your oil tycoon uncle gave you a large stake in a mining firm. Kilroy, I'm writing that down. I'm writing that whole thing. That's going to be my new Vanderlei industry. Did you ever watch Seinfeld back in the day, Phoenix?
No, but I've been forced to watch it recently for the 12th time, starting from episode 1, season 1.
George Costanza is my spirit animal, if there is such a thing. I feel George Costanza so much, it's not even funny.
I appreciate it more this go around than the previous gajillion others. And when dinosaurs roamed the world and that show came out, it just wasn't for me.
My family had this weird, we would like watch television together and we would watch Seinfeld and then we'd watch wrestling. So like, or Ally McBeal and then wrestling.
No, it was Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, and then wrestling.
Seinfeld is the only show to ever show how people actually are, not touchy-feely. Yeah, horrible. Horrible. No, I'm like that. That's why I constantly bring up, like, hey, man, when I'm talking about things, these are all first world problems. Because I know people have real things going on. I'm not here to step on anyone's life. I'm just here to help you out and talk about my so-feld ways. I think Jerry Seinfeld is releasing a new movie sometime soon.
Ooh.
That was just one of those shows that, I always tell people too, like, this was pre-internet. We didn't have many choices.
That's true.
So if
Or
something was
depending on your
popular. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, or depending on your financial situation, you had like 4
Exactly.
like PBS, ABC, CBS, NBC, PBS, Fox eventually. So like
So because the 99-cent store was going out of business, I went crazy and I bought rabbit ears. And you know what the funny thing is? They're like, oh, these are digital tuners. I was like, man, these are rabbit ears. You guys are tripping, but okay. But it made me laugh when I saw them. I'm like, oh, those are real life rabbit ears.
oh, Hillary, you're here. Do you want to help me program my bell thing?
But when you listen to music that you choose yourself, you have to use something called a tape, CD, or LP. Oh man. My son asks me all the time, how do you know all the words to this song? And I'm like, son, we didn't have a choice.
I know, there used to be these inserts that came with your CDs or tapes that had all the lyrics on them, so you could sing along also.
Absolutely. Like, it's so, I'm like that with Tupac, Green Day. There's people of a certain era. Like, there are certain songs where I can tell you word for word. Even Footloose. I still know the words to I'm trying not to sing it. Gotta 8 hours. That song, it still applies. He's working 8 hours. He's working so hard it makes him punch his car.
Right. Oh, boo.
Those boots, they suck. I know. I've had 4 of them over the year. I'm going to have to start a whole White Rotary section of this room.
We're not all singers around here.
I have my buddy over here. I curled this other one. It's actually made me This one is top of the line. Or it just was. See, this one that I have right here, you can tell someone tried to repaint it. And to my sewing machine peeps, I love you, but if you don't know what you're doing, stop destroying stuff.
I don't know if it's the sewing machine people or the refurbishing, the like shabby chicers.
To my shabby chicers, I love you. Stop destroying stuff. But I'm gonna have to start a whole white section in here now. And that's not as exclusionary as I was trying to make it sound. Because everything back here is a singer. Everything back here, even the mini sewing machines, everything up here is a singer. But again, where I live, they really do not sell anything that isn't a singer. Like, I'm so jealous when people say, oh, I found this Foff, this or that. They really don't sell that stuff around here.
Yeah.
You just need to get a backhoe and build an underground sewing. You know what? I was thinking about buying one of those old military bases.
That makes more sense, because digging underground without permits and stuff is sketchy.
Well, it's sketchy here because I live in a neighborhood, so I would hit like major pipage.
Yeah.
I know the schematics of my neighborhood, and there's because it's a neighborhood, there's just pipes running everywhere in every direction, and there's old obsolete everything underneath me, you know. But then, but they know a guy who knows a guy whose uncle's nephew was a sewing machine repairman. They know a sewing machine, and they know sewing machines. They're two. There are two better levels in the white. There are two better levels in the white production line. I can tell that this one is top of the line compared to this one. But again, this is trash. I can tell someone tried to repaint it. I'm glad you said shabby chic. I don't blame sewing people because it is somebody that was trying to make it shabby chic. They were trying to repaint. And then I can tell this was sandblasted too and repainted.
Mhm.
Do you know what? I might do that. I do have a as I say to my son as I bust through some county road, and he's like, "Are we supposed to be here?" And I'm like, "I don't know, kid."
This is where they told me the address was.
No, that is polished and assembled. You should come and help us out. How are you doing? Good evening. Good evening. Hello. Hello. How's it going? How's it going? So it's the original. So this is the original crocodile finish. Somebody tried to paint gold. They tried to trace they tried to trace it with gold, and it looks awful. So you're telling me to not put it in the sandblasting booth? Oh no, I've seen some newer machines, people washing their machine with water. I couldn't watch a video like that. That's like a horror movie to me.
Just gonna say.
I couldn't be in the same room as someone. That is like a horror movie. Just a couple months ago. See, I've seen people dunk their machines in oil, and I'm like, okay, that's practical. I get it. It's overkill, but I get it.
Well, unless your machine's like killerized and it literally needs it.
Seriously. Oh, that's right. That's right. I sent pictures. Just pull a Ron Swanson and pull your permit out of your pocket and say, I can do what I want. That's total Doctor Who too. Oh, I don't know. It's one of those things. Like, I think because I have access to private property, it's like legality is negotiable to certain things, like blowing stuff up, fires.
Right, no welding during fire season, no metalsmithing.
Yay! Hello.
Oh, derby pink, that would be cute.
Just shot blasted and painted Barbie pink. Then you you know what? I actually want one of those red singers. There's people that paint their singers red with like a yellow trim. I wouldn't mind one of those. But I'm also the same person. I want a singer from India. We had that conversation the other day.
Yeah.
I know they're 50-50, but I want one so bad. The hand crank. So bad. Oh, excuse me. There's some that are just pure rust. That's true. That is true. There was a machine. I don't know what happened to that channel. There's a lot of channels that come and go on YouTube. Eventually, I'll be one day. It happens to all of us. I get it. But there was this channel I used to watch where they would find stuff and refurbish it. And this guy found an old brother in a creek somewhere and brought it back to life. But it was completely. It was a complete refurbish. I've seen that in Boss. White Rotary, painted glass, red metallic, and a highlight. Thank you. I love that combination. I watch a lot of sewing content because I'm over everything else. That's why I'm so disconnected. Like, lately I've been watching a lot of different content. And I'm like, man, I am so disconnected with the world sometimes.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Can the Indian singer ever trace their lineage back to the real singer, or is it just some random company that bought the rights to the name? I believe they have a plant there, but Alibaba will correct me.
And honestly, it doesn't matter what the Indian and Arabic embroideries do with their outfits. I whatever, like I'm here for it. I aspire to be that type of embroiderer rather than a digitized, newfangled embroidery machine embroidery, or because I just don't enjoy the practice as much.
I don't think it was Rick's Restorations because I'm still subscribed. One of those throw in the creek and then they find it. No, this thing was completely rusted. Completely. The only reason they knew it was a brother is because they checked the serial numbers. I'm gonna have to find that. It's an old video, but I watch the same kind of content over and over, so it won't be that hard to find. They have a plant there. They just can't be the same quality with how they make them and the materials to make them. I actually watched a really interesting video how they made them from beginning to end. It was, I mean, from forging the metal until the end. You mean you don't wanna be like Will and say your machine is broke and then you just reuse to buy a replacement. I may or may not do that. They just refuse to buy a replacement hoop.
I did break a hoop, and then I did get a new one for free when I went back to the sewing machine shop. The standing there and watching it, and it's so noisy, and the threads always break. Like, you have to tend it if it's just a single thread machine versus those like $20,000 10 threads. Ugh.
I want one so bad. There's a guy at the swap meet that has one. I want one so bad.
Well, if it's less than 4 and in reasonable condition, I might consider it. But that's more than I still want to pay for a machine.
There's a YouTuber I watched where like she was like, "Look, if you get this machine, you better start taking orders because you got to pay for it somehow." But
Yeah.
she started off with one, and she's in a room with 6 or 7 of them now.
I couldn't imagine the machine sound noises of that. You would need to wear ear protection or you're going to go deaf.
25. Hey, shout out to all the Houston sewers, but they have money in Houston. I watch a lot of sewing content. So if you sew, I probably watch you. But there's
That's
these
where
people.
the oil ladies live.
There's a lot of money there. But
There
like
is.
people in Houston love sewing. But there's this one person I watch. She has at least 7 of those machines, and she talks about like she shows you kind of behind the scenes of like, hey, I don't have these just for show. I'm taking orders. I'm like, she's like making jerseys for whole baseball teams, whole leagues. It's not just fun and games. Those types of factories where raw material goes in and completely finished product comes out will never come back. They require too much land and too much floor space to have all those workshops. The good old days before labor rights.
Get back to your sweatshop.
The 7-year-old smoking a cigar because he's had a tough life.
Because he's pressing the pedal for his sister while she does the stitching, and he's on the floor of the treadle like, I can't reach.
Gilroy, I'm going to open up a museum one day, watch, and then all you guys are going to be sorry. It's going to be called the Touch and Sew Emporium.
You touch it, I throw it.
I have more than just sewing machines. I do need to open up a museum. It's going to be so sad when I really do because I have like every inception of a camera from a Kodak A. Like I have all kinds of stuff. And wall hangers count too. Wall hangers is a great saying that I got from people that hung up obsolete guns. But wall hangers are, you know, this machine. I'm going to try to bring it back to life, but really what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it up and put it on display. This is already working. But it came with a plate and everything, so all it really needed was just some TLC.
That always helps.
If you marketed it right, you could probably get backing from the Smithsonian. I'm not like I'm serious. I have a ton of stuff, and it's not just I have a ton of stuff I don't talk about, and I still have all those comic books. Man, like years ago, I bragged about how I found thousands of comic books and I sold hundreds. Well, the leftovers are still here. And I was thinking about just making a wall of comic, but it would have to be like in a warehouse because I still have quite a few. And at the very least, you could have your own wing at the American History Museum in DC. I've actually been to the like in LA, we have quite a few museums, and there's some exhibits where I'm like, I can do better than this. But that's my my moxie. That's me like being like, oh, I can do better than this. Especially with certain sewing machines. I asked Waternay this question. How do you feel about people who display inoperable sewing machines like in the sushi restaurant my son loves going to? They completely glued a White Rotary. Oh, you're muted.
I I I was saying that in the population at large, probably in the minority, but based on present company, like normal. But I consider that a crime against beautiful old sewing machines, but that's not everybody.
And it was in the original box and everything. And they let me look. They let me look because I said, "Hey, can I look?" I even stood on a booth because it was up pretty high. Because I was like, "That's like in earthquake country. It's not smart to have a sewing machine that high because it will injure somebody."
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, "Man, that's a violation." Then I looked and it was glued. But I could lift up the box. But they literally glued the machine so it wouldn't move.
Well, if it was, I mean, trash, then maybe, who knows, maybe, was it a rest job or was it like a nice machine that you were like, oh, shit.
It was a nice machine. It
Oh,
was
shit.
sewable. Like if you took the glue out, it would have worked. And it was treadle, so it would have worked no matter what.
Right. Yeah, that makes me kind of sad.
Might as well put them where people can enjoy and look at them rather than have them sit in the closet. I was thinking about that. Like in downtown LA, you can buy space at the bottom of buildings and have your exhibits anywhere. And they used to have them all over the place. And contrary to popular belief, downtown is thriving right now.
With TikTokers.
It's in the fashion district. There's signs everywhere of you cannot film in the fashion district. They learned. I say this every week. They learned from Hollywood. All Saints. Not glue. I can hear that all the way over here. I'm still not over it. My rule is if you're still talking about it, you're not over it. And I am obviously not over it.
I know. That's how I felt about my stream this morning. It took me forever and I'm still not completely over it. Like,
But
I've never deleted a stream.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but YouTube is frustrating. You work your tail off for people to not watch your videos. You try to make a point and people misconstrue everything you say, or someone will, you know what I'm saying? Like
I know, I do.
Not, like, I'm here for you, my fellow tubers. It is not for the faint of heart. Now I just want to film in the fashion district more. I'm defiant. There's that one shot where I'm standing on a street corner. This guy walked up to me. He's like, "You can't film here." I said, "You don't own the effing street. I have it on video." You can clearly hear my high-pitched voice say, "Excuse me, sir. I don't know you.
Help me!
I don't know." Oh no,
It's
I'm
public
aggressive.
property!
I'm aggressive, dude. I told him to his face, like, back off. Back off. But it's different. In Hollywood, they'll let you do a TikTok dance. If you spit on the ground in downtown, someone's gonna say something to you. Downtown's just different, but they've had literally the plague, so they're big about hygiene down there. Like literally a real meningitis from the 16th century. They've had all kinds of crazy stuff, so it's no joke down there. If you have a big red button that says "Do not press," I'm pressing it twice. I miss that from the Office Max days. Everybody at my job got a big red button. It's crazy though. Like, there's a weird legality behind it though, because they can't tell you to not film. Have you ever,
No, because if it's public property, then it's not there. Like, yeah.
in any way, shape, or form, in any way, even if they have their stuff on the curb and it's their stuff, I can film their stuff.
Right, and California is a one-party consent state, so even if you could anyway.
That's why,
Two-party, never mind. No, it's two-party.
yeah, you have
I
to.
misspoke.
No, I know that for a fact because that's what my neighbor lost. He lost on that hill. I remember my easy button. It fell apart. Oh, it tore apart. I loved that thing. I probably have one in here. I try. It's like comic books. I have one to trash and then one to read and one to keep.
Right.
I guarantee you, there's one in here. I'm so stoked about my peacock patch. I can't wait to put that on a pair of pants or something. It's gonna be something hilarious. It's been a good month and a half, and I have not gone to my local Walmart. I have refused to go to my local Walmart because they've gone downhill. And I've gone to others. It's not a secret, but I have not gone back on my word.
I've been cheating on my Walmart.
You didn't take it easy. If those designers want their stuff to be secret, then they need to do what they do at Los Alamitos or Area 51, setting up shop in the middle of the city, is not keeping anything classified. Well, I think a lot of it is like if you walk around with a camera, you'll expose that a lot of these vendors all have the same material. Or somewhere in the realm, like on one side of the street, it'll be like certain types, and then you go, oh, this is the denim area. These are the buttons. Like it's very niche, and you could expose that real quick, but it's not a secret. I film it there. That one, I'm still kind of mad because she ripped me off. But when I got 4 yards of lace for my chaps, it was overwhelming to me to be somewhere where there was 20 yards of selection of lace.
Ooh, that sounds perfect.
I've never seen so many rolls of lace and I was walking through the rows and I'm like, holy cow, I didn't know there was this many options. So it does get overwhelming. Right?
It does, but
from Modelo, man. Hey, what's up, Mr. He Said? How's it going? Great to see you. Samco for life. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hello, Mona. Hello. Do you know what Mr. He Said? It's ironic that you pop in. I was watching your stream earlier, And Mr. He said was showing people with these extravagant weddings and all this crazy stuff. And it made me laugh because I got married at my grandma's house.
One of the beaches on the lake.
My grandma had a big backyard. We're like, hey man, we're gonna have a wedding here, like
Right.
it made me laugh. People are crazy with and nowadays what he was basically saying is nowadays people have these wild these wild weddings, but they don't invest in their marriages.
Right. It's true.
It's crazy. It is crazy. There are 2 collections of antique lace sold here recently. Expensive. It was overwhelming Alibaba when I went to the fashion district, and I'd never seen that many. Just kind of like the first time I went to the real sewing store, and I saw the Juki for 10 grand. I saw a serger for $12,000. Yeah, hello, everybody. Awesome.
I think that's also being amazed by the collections and having some knitting and crocheting skills. Just like if I find something super cheap, I'll get it if it calls to me, but I'm kind of in this place of use up what you have and just make amazing handmade lace like they used to because you know how to.
That's how I learned to make white gravy. Someone took me to the side. They're like, you know how to do this. Come here. Let me show you. Okay. Sorry, I had to switch phones.
That's all it is.
See, Mr. He said got married at Justice of Peace. I got married in my grandma's backyard. It was a very humble, very we're here for the people kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I know we went. Oh my God. We'll talk about it later, I guess, because it's been a whole 20 years this summer.
Wow, you've been married for 20 years? That is, hold on. I want to make you big. That is noteworthy. I'm clapping. I'm not near my soundboard, or I'd have this whole room clapping for you right now.
We're not there yet, but
that's close enough. Hey, that counts. 20 years? Are you kidding me?
I know. Who does that anymore?
Longest relationship I've ever had is my truck. True, I know the original owner, and now it's mine. It's the longest relationship I've ever had.
There's nothing wrong with that either.
I was thinking about that the other day when I was driving it. I'm like, you know what? This truck is the most consistent thing in my life I've ever had.
Gotta have something.
A show so long, he needs to have a backup phone. It's my work phone. Absolutely. Come on, 20 years. People just don't do that anymore.
I know.
And there's one thing that the grizzled Vietnam vets I grew up around taught me: it's never get married.
It's true. If you've never done it, I don't recommend it. It's wow. It's got a lot of ups and downs.
Much respect, he said. Mr. He said, much respect. Yes. 19 years.
Yeah, wow. It comes with a lot. It doesn't come easy, that's for sure.
Wow. See, we need more positive stories like that. We need more. A cat got rescued by the fire department from a tree today. That's why I don't watch the news anymore.
I've got a story about that too. So
hold on really quick. Mona, I'm cheering for you.
There's nothing wrong with that either.
Same boat. I'm in the same boat. Not 40 years, but it's been a while. Wow, it really has been a while. I've been divorced for almost 9-10 years, if not longer.
I know, Joy. You've been married for 49 years. Congratulations.
Wow.
You beat me in fight speeds.
Wow. I couldn't imagine. You know what's funny? In my Should I offer you congratulations?
That's my go-to for that is congratulations, I'm sorry. It's kind of like the best breakup. Like,
You know what? It's
somebody
whatever
told
makes
that to me.
people. You know what? Like, it's what's best for you. You know.
Yeah. Right. So that phrase covers all of them. Or maybe they're a person who needs the I'm sorry and then the congratulations. I don't know.
I think marriage should be like a bat mitzvah, a private ceremony with no legal implications. Well, if you get married, I've known people that got married outside of the U.S. and it's not considered legal. Then they have to come and get married again. Yay! Absolutely, absolutely. Boy, that's amazing. Been with
I
my
know.
husband 17 years, married 15. Wow. See, we're learning things here on 420.
Right? Oh, 20-year 420. Is this my. Do I need to have him bring me another gin? Should I rip one on
That's
stream? Because I
amazing,
never do.
man.
No.
I busted out the old man pipe, but the terrible thing is that like I end up walking around with this thing. I take it places with me, and then I'm like, oh, why did I do that to myself? Absolutely. Yay! Hello, Pam. How do you explain that? How do you explain that one to the JP? We've already did the kissy BS. Let's just sign the paperwork and get out of here.
That's basically. I mean, we just filled out papers because technically we were hand fasted.
That's basically what most marriages are. Well, not
Oh,
420 here
your house.
anymore. I forgot it
Yep.
yet. On the West Coast, it's still 420.
I got 3 more hours.
That's why every year on New Year's, my new tradition is my stream is it's still whatever year it is in California. Well, if you think about it, we're the second to last time zone on Earth.
Right, because then there's Alaska and Hawaii have got us beat.
And then the Solomons. I think the Solomons are the last, but Hawaii, like it gets confusing, but I think it goes Solomons are the exact like last, and then Hawaii, and then us. Or
I
something
know,
in that realm.
right? Because then there's this spot where they like, how do you the line that is like one day you're 1 hour and one time, and the next moment over you're tomorrow.
That's if you were like if you went from here to Japan, you'd be going back to the past, and then if you traveled back, you'd be coming a day ahead.
Right, Australia also.
Yeah.
Oh, if you want some like ridiculous shows to watch, Border Patrol, Australia, where they like catch people at the border for like bringing foods or against their visas, because Australia's. I want to go, but the bugs sound scary, and I'm afraid I like do the wrong thing. Australia scares me now.
I mean, it's my prime opportunity to watch Up in Smoke. My daughter wants to do a wedding. I told her she should just go to the courthouse. Absolutely. My wedding was potluck.
Right, the wedding do cheap, and half the party is the expensive part of it.
The bigger the wedding, the quicker the divorce. That's real. That's what he said. That segment I watched of He Said's stream. Absolutely. Like that's like you see these extravagant. They came out like professional wrestlers. I'm like, I wonder if any of these people are still together. International Dateline, not just a
Yes,
TV show.
that's it.
It's the other way. See, this is why I need adult supervision, my friend. Mine was sandwiches and tea.
Oh, perfect. My friends who my friend who did the official ceremony was working at a restaurant, so we went to the kitchen and prepped and got the food at cost, and then we baked cupcakes and bread, and had what is it called? I'm gonna forget now. It's like the Russian fire water that's vodka infused with cinnamon and ginger. What's it called?
That's something I never heard of. You could have bought a house in cash and had a 50 to 75% down payment with a lot of weddings, but the wedding is 18 hours at most. The house will last you the rest of your life. I agree. See, that's what people that's the thing. People don't invest anymore because we're so like in the moment. We want everything right now.
And also, you have to like the person to put in, like, it's not been, things are not easy.
No, the world has changed. Are you
It's
kidding
true
me?
too.
Watching some of
Why?
these videos on the internet, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life.
It's called, okay, it came to me, Krupnik with a K.
Mm.
And
I might have heard that from you, but I think I've heard of it.
I don't think I've said it yet. It's been a hot minute since I thought about Krupnik. But
Nowadays, people do wedding for the gram, not the person.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of that. And I'm not going to call out anyone I know specifically and say their name. But if you have your kid film for your YouTube channel, like, you're an awful human. But I recently saw a neighbor. I know they don't watch my channel, but they were skating on roller skates, and their kid, I drove by and their kid was like, "This is boring," and they're like, "Keep recording."
They don't know a tripod and a gimbal.
Not when you have kids, apparently.
Okay,
I'm sitting in a room of AV equipment, so I don't need to ask anybody.
No, that
and that's not rare. That's
upgraded.
not rare.
That's so weird. Hey, but I guess I would prefer that than the kid. The family vlog channels really are gross and need to go.
Because I live in a really suburban area, there's a lot of them here.
That makes me, that I don't like.
There was one where I actually saw a video of people like talking trash about this family, and I was like, wait a minute. That's the Best Buy by my house. Well, it's not by my house. It's in the town. But I was like, wait a minute.
Close enough.
They live in my hometown. And they're one of those weird family channel people.
Yeah, that's yucky.
If you put your kid on the tubes, you're a pile of shite. It's true. It's true. I'm not a fan of. I've always thought that, though. That's why Hans, since he was a little kid, I told him, don't show your face on the internet unless you have your own. And like, it's different now that he's older, but I told him, like, do not show your face on the internet. And he has.
Right, but he's old enough to consent. Like, he's of the age of consent for platforms, almost, sort of. And
no, he could tell me, like, hey, kick rocks. I don't want to do this. I get it. But when you're 7,
right,
it's that weird, like, oh, I don't want to mess with my parental unit kind of thing,
Right, yeah.
I think it's awful. But again, I live in Los Angeles County. I'm not even saying this to be funny. Like people think I'm playing. Whenever I drive to Hollywood, there's a really like back way to get into Hollywood from where from like the Valley. You could go straight by Universal Studios, make a left, you're in Hollywood. So sometimes I'll just go that way and go up and just go cruising. I'm not kidding you. Every time I go on Hollywood Boulevard, there are people filming TikToks there now. like troops,
Yeah.
like dance troops, people like full on, and it's nuts.
Well, would you rather have TikTok dancers or stop oil protesters blocking the road to get someplace?
I stalked my kids. I caught my daughter on YouTube telling her school where she lived, etc. We had to have a talk all same Mona. I stalk all my kids social medias. I know all of his passwords. My ex-wife showed me how to get all up in his phone because with an iPhone now, all you have to do is go boop and you can it like clones everything. Same thing, Mona. Same. You know, I constantly, and I think these kids are just used to oversharing. I constantly talk to my son the difference between honesty and excessive honesty. There's a
Mm-hmm.
difference. There, be honest, but you don't have to like tell every detail of your life. That's so scary. That is so scary. Doesn't matter who's blocking the road for everybody who needs to go to work.
Yep.
Okay. This is my new pet peeve. Driving with your phone or obstructing the road is super illegal where I live, and people do it everywhere.
And I
Hello!
Hello.
Yay!
Pause.
I do that all the time.
How are you?
Oh, she's 20 now. I'm okay. I rescued my video.
Oh, good, good.
It'll be up after the stream's over. I played half of it in the beginning of this stream. So if
Oh,
anyone goes back, you get to see at least a couple minutes of my new video.
nice. Good to see Phoenix on here.
I know I do exist.
Yay! Yay! Good! Yay! Happy 420, everyone! Even those who don't partake. You should.
Happy April, people.
Yeah.
Yes. What is it? Oh, there's the Passover starts Monday. Isn't like Ramadan ending and Eid happening? You know, a few holidays.
You know, it's big. We're big spenders here in the house of
Kilmer's
sewing.
acting like we're getting paid.
What I do when I have my full Jay Leno couch with the fake plants, then we'll talk.
When it becomes actually more financially lucrative rather than.
Hello, Alibaba.
Yay! I'm gonna run real quick. I'm so glad you showed up because I have to go to the sewing room real
Because
quick.
everybody's gonna run to the little sewist's room. We'll tinkle
All right.
shifts. All right. I won't leave you hanging. I'll buy your loose.
Phoenix and I are going to discuss display sewing machines, refurbishment, anything else you'd like to chat about?
Right. I don't know. I kind of am ready to put a sticker in the middle of this one where it's already been something that I can peel off, but I know it's just going to get abused because of what I sew, and that wear and tear is going to happen. But is it better to do something to protect the original, well, in a reversible fashion, or to just let it get more abused?
Well, you can clean it and you can put more shellac on there to protect what's on there.
Okay.
Or if you feel like it's not worth saving, or for some reason, you can always replace the decal with a reproduction, or you could put on one of your own if you want to go rogue.
I know. Allie wants me to layer of shellac. There's a cover I can get to. I know. Allie's a very strict conservationist, and I get it. Also, I'm like, I don't know what I want. Or I could just leave it and do nothing, because it's still there.
you could put on a layer of shellac, and then you
Yep.
could get a couple layers to protect it, and then you could get a reproduction water slide decal and put
Oh,
that
and do both.
directly over top, and then shellac over that. So then if someone wants to take the reproduction off, they could, and the original would still be protected underneath.
But then also I could shellac it, put whatever I want, and shellac it, and somebody could still take it off and get to the original, and I could still do what I wanted on the top layer.
That completely reminds me. So this isn't the. So this is the final finish. When you said the crocodile finish.
Well, I'm not sure what White called it, but what do they call it? The alligator
I know
finish
what
or
you're talking
whatever?
about. Because I
Mhm.
have a couple singers that are shot like that.
That White Rotary embossed came in that crinkle finish, and then it also came in a bronze finish.
Oh wow.
So you can probably with maybe try a little alcohol or something, you can maybe get that gold paint off without damaging the finish.
Bad. It's
Part of it is they were trying to put that gold paint over something that's uneven. So
it looks like nonsense. It looks like gibberish.
yeah.
They would have been better invested taking like real gold leaf and putting something fancy on rather than trying to do a crappy paintbrush job.
Yeah. How
It's kind of like that table though that I got from that woman who thought a sewing table in her entry hall was art.
Yeah, that's where I went into the shabby chic thing. ARB kids.
But she cut the top uneven, so I have to completely manufacture a new top for it.
Oh dear. So I didn't get to take a lot of time scrutinizing the photos, but how is the finish relatively intact? Does it just have I saw some chips around the front of the bed, but how's the rest of it?
It's in really good condition. Everything else is in really good condition. It's just I think it's more the age. And you're like an action you're like a old school action movie. I should paint it Barbie pink. The finish is very textured. It's extremely textured. Yay! That is the weirdest thing how that works. Turning it off and turning it back on.
It makes no sense to me. It's really irritating.
The internet. Trust me. That's one of the reasons I had a meltdown yesterday. Just nothing was happening. And I'm like, internet. I gave my Wrath of Khan scream.
Oh, my mom. I thought she was going to have a breakdown today.
Or send the machine to get chrome plated so it's almost as shiny as your head. Is your mom having a bad day?
Yeah. Cheaped out. I did not. I spend a small fortune. I actually need to call them. And I have like speedy internet. So I mean, I suppose now there is speedier, but it's not like I've got pokey internet.
Remember my Karen line.
Yeah.
I am paying you for a service you're not providing.
Yeah.
That just puts them right on Front Street. Like, hey, because I complained so much they came and messed with the box in front of my neighbor's house. Every single one of my neighbors was like, thank you, Karen. Thank you, Lord Karen, for whining so much they pulled a truck out here. I'm serious. Like they all of a sudden the whole neighborhood improved and they were like, oh man, complaining works. They were ripping us off. I pay a lot of money so I can talk on the internet. And my kid scream in the living room on his Oculus. But I have to say, ever since he started working out, he's not on his Oculus as much at all.
Interesting.
At least here, he's not on it at all. Pokey Internet is a great prawn name.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm here to fix your box. Do you need a new connection?
hold on. Say that again. That's the dirtiest thing I've ever heard you say on the land of ever. Oh, that's funny. I'm cutting that. You know what? I'm gonna go back and cut half of these streams and put every. It's gonna be my so-called life out of context.
I've read John Donne. I got all the authors.
I'm gonna go get that Mammoth Hunters book. I found my grandma's old smutty books that she used to read, and I found boxes of them. Boxes. And I looked it up. You were right. Those Mammoth Hunter books are like people want those books. They're so cheesy. One day I'm gonna do a live read through. They are so cheesy. Wait a minute. The pizza delivery boy doesn't ask to fix my internet. Oh, I still have those cotton candy frosted sugar cookies, and I don't know if I like them or I hate them, or if I just like the sugar.
Oh goodness, you probably just like the sugar.
It's because my brain is telling me these taste like cotton candy, but it's on a sugar cookie. It tastes exactly like cotton candy, you know?
Cotton candy's more of a novelty for me.
So do you like there are certain things that like certain foods that in my old age I consider them too much work. When I was younger, I was addicted to sunflower seeds. And then I graduated to peanuts, and peanuts are literally just peanuts, you know.
Sunflower seeds, too much work. Pomegranates, too much work.
I forgot about pomegranates. Way too much work. Once a year. Do you know someone that has a pomegranate tree? I do. Once a year, I have a basket of pomegranates on my kitchen table that no one eats.
Maybe if I could like press them into juice or something, because they taste amazing, but they're a pain to get out. They stain everything. I mean, there is like a way you can peel them or whatever, and then like the seeds are, it's like chewing on a corn cob or something. I don't know. So
I like pomegranates. You know what? During the pandemic, I got this really weird. I was addicted to pistachios.
Mhm.
It's another one that's like low reward.
No, they're good, but kids, I'm gonna bounce so I can be back tomorrow and hopefully not bite it.
Thank you so much for stopping by, Phoenix. Everybody go subscribe to Phoenix Electra's channel. If you're not, you can stop by here anytime, Phoenix. Good
Thank
to
you
see
for
you.
having me, TTFN.
See you
Good
later.
to see you.
Bye. So I got so discouraged, but my Sunday sews will be out later tonight.
Excellent. Something to watch later.
Have a great night, Phoenix. Have a great night. It's good to see Phoenix. It's
Yeah.
full circle.
The circle of sewing.
Oh gosh, you know, once I start singing the Circle of Life, I'm gonna be singing for the next 3 days. And I don't know that line, so I just say like Andre Iguodala, who's a basketball player. Andre Iguodala. Something.
I thought it was interesting how they really amped up the African harmonies and things for the live one versus the original animated one. Was neat to see. I almost timed out Kilroy trying to get a speck off my screen.
Just so no one feels left out, I do that at least 5 or 6 times a stream. Because no matter how big they make phones, they still will not make them big enough for my hands. So I bump it or something. There's other channels and I'm moderators and I'm like, oh man, I'm so glad I didn't time out people. They'll hate me. They will hate me.
Like when I did poor Seraphima.
You know,
Seraphima.
Seraphim.
Seraphim.
Aw. I have the circle of life just cemented in my head. Today has been an absolute crazy day. I woke up I'm a crack of dawn kind of. You know what's so funny? I'm not a morning person, but I'm a morning person. But like you see all this, it's not there. Not in the morning. Coffee, I jokingly call coffee personality in a cup. But I went to the swap meet. I got there so early, like I was there early, like when they opened the gates early.
Wow.
And I finally got a McMuffin in peace. Nobody was going crazy. So if I eat 2 McMuffins, like it's been months since I've had one. You better not time me out or I'm gonna go on strike and then you won't have the one smart ass that puts this shit show together. Kilroy, you are the glue that helps this plane fly. You are. You are. When you balk at rising coffee prices, just remember it's cheaper than bail. I never have. And you know what? I want to say something, and I never thought I would say this because they're a heartless corporation, but Starbucks has not changed their price since the pandemic, at least in my area. They haven't gone up or down. It's been the same consistent price at the grocery store. Excuse me. And every brand has gone up, down, left, right, everything you could possibly think of. But Starbucks, like mega corporations, they can wait out a recession because they have money.
And, maybe it was one of those where it's like they had an increase in business because people were just happy to just go somewhere, even if it was the drive-through at Starbucks.
Because some Karens will take a shiv to the employees if they do. You're roboting again.
Oh, for crying out loud. All right, I'm gonna try reloading again because when I come back, I have an idea about your machine.
You know what? I was so excited because I have Charlie Wilson at the end of my video. That's the funny thing about YouTubing is that it doesn't always go well. There was one time I tried to upload a video for 2 days. I quit at least 15 times when I was trying to upload that video. This is extremely true, Kilroy. The circle of life.
So I'm wondering if you just clean that machine with some sewing machine oil, that might break down the gold paint that somebody put on there.
You think so?
I would start with that because then at least you won't be wrecking the finish that's on there.
These squiggly lines are messing with my weird need for perfection. I'm not saying that like everything has to be perfect, but like this is doable.
Yeah.
This is actually feasible. It's not some overambitious idea, Are
you gonna wipe that down right now? Do we get to watch?
To see if it comes off, let me grab what. Yeah, let me. I've been cleaning, so I have to remember what I did with all my corrosive stuff.
Corrosive? No. Sewing machine oil.
Should I hit it with Gojo? I found my Gojo,
goodness.
my famous Gojo, where I ruined my star sewing machine. At least the star. I'll admit that was a learning process. I think polish is right. Plus, the oil it had before that gold point was put on might make it even easier with just oil. It's gotta be somewhere. I have the circle of life stuck in my head.
And if it was an oil-based paint that they put on, that would, especially since it doesn't look like they finished, and so they didn't put a clear coat on top, I don't think. So that might be working in your favor. So what's the story? I missed the beginning. Where did you find this? Tell me all about it.
I went to Rooster's Relics
Uh-huh.
in antiquing, and I shouldn't be in this. I'm dangerous in antique stores. Let's be real. I'm dangerous. It's very antiquing is dangerous, but I don't want to give away too much because I talk about it in my video that everybody should watch, which will be released later. I'm kidding.
Will do.
I got this from Rooster's Relics, and you know what? Evan from Rooster's Relics is good to me. He gives me such good deals that I say his name and where his shop is. So, shout out to Rooster's Relics. He hooks me up every time. He is like, that place is one of the reasons that I have quite a few machines in here that are hundreds, 100 something, 120, 115 years old. So, and I've purchased quite a few vintage singers from that place too. And he said he has fabric from a costume, from a movie house. I mean an old playhouse. A bunch of fabric from an old playhouse.
Oh.
So I'm gonna come back next week with a roll of cash and see what happens. Let me go. I'm gonna go grab a rag. I've been cleaning. I have a box of like these really coarse shop rags, but I can't remember what I did with them. Oh.
I'm thinking to go to the hardware store and get one of those big, huge canvas drop cloths, and I'm going to cut it into workable sizes and hem it so that I have something to put down when I'm working on a project that I can just throw in the wash. Reduce, reuse, and recycle, people.
So as somebody who owns quite a few of those, canvas drop cloths are amazing. They're universal and you can use them for almost anything. I use mine for everything. Anything that needs to be covered, you can wash them, trash them. Microfiber would be the best for that type. Well, I have a washcloth. I have a rag pile over here, but I was trying to find my actual real shop rags, but I have a rag pile. Let me move some of this stuff. Let me move my coffee over by my goon patch. Oh, did you?
I heard, yes, that
You've heard the
peacock is
goon.
amazing. You need to put it somewhere where it won't get wrecked.
It's in the press. This thing was folded in 15 different.
No, I mean when you attach it to your garment, you need to put it someplace on your garment. Well, don't put it on the back of your butt cheek because then it won't last very long.
Or like that time I put my hooker's header patch on my pants. Man, I walked around with that for like a week and it sent the wrong message. Hooker Headers is an actual company.
Well, I'm okay.
And I have a patch. I have a patch that's this big. It's vintage. It's old school, but it says "I love Hooker" and then it says "Headers" in little letters underneath.
And you put that like as a tramp stamp, or
I was on the back leg. I'm more classy here in the House of Stone.
Sure.
Tramp stamp. I'm too old for all those shenanigans. Whoa.
I bought some wool buffing pads that attach to my drill. I'm not saying you should use that on your sewing machine.
Just use the same buffer. If you want to get froggy, I can make a mess and go get my Dremel and really ruin this thing.
Oh my goodness.
That's like
See?
when I rubbed the star off of the sewing machine, I grabbed the buffing tool of my Dremel and I buffed the entire surface of the star sewing machine. It's actually really shiny and buff. I'm gonna keep this price tag on for as long as possible.
Why are you doing that?
Oh, I like the look. And I didn't pay that much either. Okay, let me move this over here. Perfect. I've got this feeling. I love buffing things with my Dremel. It makes it so absolutely. I go crazy. Like, even little detail things. People are like, oh, how are all these fixtures so shiny? I'm like, I'll never tell. My Dremel. It's literally my Dremel.
So are you a oh dang it. Okay, I'll get back to you.
Okay, don't jump out, but you're doing that thing again. Not as bad, but don't jump out. So, like, sometimes there's nothing we can do.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody.
It's not a biggie. It's the internet. It's been that kind of week, and this is not. Oh, actually, okay, hold on. Let's get some elbow grease in there.
Put a little oil.
I'm
directly-
left-handed. I should have never put this mic here. I knew it was going to be a disaster.
Wait. Put a little oil directly on the thing and rub it around. Do you have a glove? You could rub it around with your finger.
I do, actually. Quite a few, actually. Let me pick a corner and see if I'm making any progression. It's pulling more dirt off. Why would you ruin a machine like this? Why do people do things like, you know what though? As human beings, we habitually don't know what we're doing and we touch things all the time that we're not supposed to. So I don't blame people.
Maybe let the well, I don't know. Maybe let the oil sit on there just while you wipe the rest of the machine off.
But sometimes you just have to take that and do it by hand. I like that idea. I took a layer of dirt off, so I know it's gonna make a difference. And depending on what paint it is, I have all kinds of fun stuff. I just have to figure out what won't strip it down to the metal.
Mm.
Oh man, that oil is strong.
What is the, because I know the Japan ones had like shellac over top, but I'm not sure what they put on top of the crinkle finish, and I'm not sure like what the crinkle finish was exactly, like what it was made of. I've never researched that.
It's been a long time since and they messed up on the front here trying to put the paint on as well. I'm gonna have to figure it out. But I don't like Alibaba is right. Alibaba is stopping me from busting out my Dremel right now because it will ruin the surface.
Yeah. You could flip it over and rub the underside with a little bit of with a cotton swab with a little bit of alcohol on it and see if that takes the finish off, and if it seems safe on the underneath, you could try it on the gold paint because it might be the gold paint is alcohol based. A baked on spray finish. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. But
do you know what's funny? I watch never ending. I fall asleep to videos of people refurbishing sewing machines. Mm-hmm. And then part of me is like, that's really cool. But the other part is like, they're damaging that machine.
Mona says no alcohol.
I'm so glad you said that because I was about to get up and grab some right now.
Well, that was why I was suggesting trying it just on a little spot underneath because, I know you don't want to put alcohol on the shellac, but I wasn't
you,
sure what
Mama.
the finish was on the other. So alcohol will. There is no decal on that one.
Let me grab my other phone to see if I can put the picture in the chat that I sent you, because I want people to see what I'm dealing with. Someone let their child paint this. Somebody let a toddler paint this because it's
Kilroy says WD-40 is the best thing to clean crinkle paint. It's what we use in typewriters for crinkle paint.
I know a guy that has stock in WD.
Now, are you talking the crinkle paint from what era of crinkle paint? And did they change it between, say, late 1920s, early 30s? And so I know crinkle paint was popular a lot in the 40s, but was it the same? I'm just wondering if the formula changed.
Whoa. It's a different world. I literally cannot see without my
A whole new world.
Oh, it's gonna be in my head all night now.
Kilroy says to their knowledge they didn't change the formula. So you could try a little WD-40 on the underside. Make sure nothing tragic happens.
Just so happens I have some right here. Now this, I knew where my WD-40 was. This is my version of Windex in my big fat Greek wedding. Where I think WD-40.
Wait, stop. Try it underneath first so you don't go wrecking things.
New world. We'll let the WD-40 just sit there.
Alibaba says those crinkle paints are different, but I can't remember the difference. So we have contesting opinions. Mona says, I buy spray oil, but can't remember the name.
Okay, so the WD-40 is going to work, but I'm going to have to come on something more coarse than this towel.
Why don't you try a Q-tip?
I've got this feeling. The one thing I don't have in this room. That's the one thing I don't have in this room, and I'll tell you why. Like, I keep the Q-tips away from me because I have this never-ending urge to use them. And I use them when I don't even need them. I'm not even kidding you. I've had my whole life. So I keep Q-tips away from me because I'm just like, oh, Q-tip. And I'm not. I wish I was kidding. And I'm not. But I have thousands of them in this house.
Oh, that's what I was trying to remember earlier. So, do people prefer flitz or do you like peak for polishing? FLITZ or the PEEK?
And where was I? Oh, yeah. It's still Twitter on the internet, by the way. I've been saying that for almost a year now, however long. Whatchamacallit has changed the name. Here we go. Okay, see, I don't know if this picture does it justice, but I buy a spray oil. Okay, I can't remember the name. I have acetone in here, but acetone would strip away everything.
Yeah, I wouldn't jump to that. And again, test. Don't just fling it on the...
Well, I would test it because acetone eats stuff. It eats the rag that you use it with.
Yeah.
Can you
As
see
Kilroy
that?
says, acetone will strip your soul away from you.
Yeah, acetone's no joke.
Oh, and by the way, the metal on these embossed machines is silver plate. It's not nickel.
Oh, wow. Can you see what I'm dealing with there? On the right side, they tried to paint it gold. They stopped. And then they like went in the middle. It looks terrible. I tried to zoom in, but it wouldn't let me. It looks it's nonsense.
I was gonna say, can you zoom in any closer?
I'll take a picture. It's just absolute nonsense. That is awful.
Mm.
I'm taking a picture of it right now.
Someone had confidence and it didn't quite work out the way they wanted. You know, people
Have
try
you
new
ever
things. Hmm?
have you ever seen when people do crummy crummy birthday cake writing?
Oh dear.
Oh, it's the worst. I wouldn't walk out of the store. I would like get someone who knows what they're doing. This is crazy. I would be like, please help me out because I'm not leaving with this juvenile writing on my cake.
I saw a sewing machine and a person who did car painting and pinstriping, um, cleaned it up and painted it. That was way better than crummy birthday cake writing.
There it
Oh,
is. It's like tell me what that is. That looks like a clue, like on a lost rune to an old Viking treasure.
I was just thinking the same thing. Some sort of bad woodcut from some alchemy book.
What in the world? You and I are going on the same quest. What in the world is that? I sat here for I was like, no. Because when I was a kid, our malls had those weird posters that were moved. Okay, I was bad at those. So I was like, maybe this is one of those like brain lapse things that I just don't have.
When
No.
you go slightly cross-eyed, the logo starts to float up above the bed of the machine.
My people, I love you. My people, my sewing people, I love you. My artsy people, sometimes when I always feel over ambitious, this is over ambitious. Who in Hades painted this? I want to cry. I take this personal. I take this as an affront to sewing machines right here.
Oh.
It looks like some of the art this former drug addict I worked with made. Just nuts. Just nuts. This is because those ramen soup painting. Oh my god. And you know, I'm such a sewing machine nut. I didn't notice that until I got home. Because I was just excited because I was like, I have all kinds of stuff for this. Because I buy weird plates and stuff, and I think I have a plate that fits on this, but I have to go in my big toolbox on the other side. And I haven't ventured over there yet. Come
Well,
on, this is crazy. That's so the whole time that I've been sitting here saying this is insane. This is what I've been looking at. This is so. I'm not just yelling at a sewing machine. Somebody messed this up royally. That looks like an ancient writing. You know what? I might have to keep this. This might be a clue to something. I feel like I'm an American. What was that Nick Cage movie? National Treasure. I feel like I'm a national treasure now.
little did people know the White Sewing Machine Company was friends with the Freemasons and they hid treasure in the hills somewhere.
I have my moment.
Stargate? What? Sorry.
For real. I wish Teal'c was on the other side. I wish there was a Stargate. I'm squinting, viewing it from all angles, all distances, still don't know what it is. I'm telling you, that's why all night I've been sitting here. I'm like, who did this? And why? And where are you from? So I can scold you. And you know, I'm saying this in all fun because this is going to just be another fun project of stripping this thing down. Because I like the black crinkle cut finish. I have this weird brown sewing machine. It's called Scarborough Rotary.
Hmm.
And it has an all brown crinkle cut finish. And I haven't found anything like it on earth.
Interesting. I don't know Scarborough. They must have been like you know how the machine companies would do like a small batch private label kind of thing.
It's probably one of the rarest sewing machines I have in this room just because I don't know anything about it. Not like it's worth money or anything, but it's full table and everything. The masons that have mapped. See, I can't get rid of the sewing machine now. Most masons are old guys with yards. They don't have the time to cook. That's so true. I actually know someone that walks around with a ring. There's a brown crinkle new home too. I still wonder where that sewing machine came from. Thank you so much for stopping by, Mona. Have a great night. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Have a good night.
Let me click out of this. There we go.
Am I still roboting?
Yes.
But
But sorry.
If I make friendly gestures and no one can see them.
Kenmore has a brown crinkle cut too.
I have one of those. Very looks all like diesel punk.
So I have a question with the Scarborough Rotary.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think somebody could have just painted over another machine and named it Scarborough Rotary?
Wait, why do I feel like no, I have seen one of those before. Well, no, because some of the companies, like one of the Singer, you had to do a massive order. So I've read anyway, if you wanted to do like a private label kind of thing. But White Rotary had a smaller minimum order for doing your own like personal brand on a machine. And so it might have been like a company or like department store or something like that.
There's lots of branded machines. That's why I jumped at buying that JC Penney. Like I'm weird like that though. I love weird brand. That's what started my obsession with Japanese clone sewing machines. Point over the Scarborough oil and paint over the Scarborough oil and put Rolls Royce on it. Say you have the Rolls Royce white. I like that. The Rolls white. I like that. It looks like that's the problem though. It looks like every other sewing machine because it's like it has that early look to it, you know.
You could take a like beat up machine and table and stuff and snazz it up and paint it, leather line the drawers, all
That
kinds
is
of
true.
stuff you could do. That could be kind of fun.
I bought it for $24 at a Goodwill. I still have the tag. It's on the other side of the only reason I know exactly how much it is because like certain tags I keep and I have them on the other side of my desk. So when I open my drawer, it's nothing but sewing machine tags of all the because sometimes I'll say, oh, I paid $20 for this, and people are like, yeah, right. I have proof that I paid $22 for that sewing machine.
Yeah, the deluxe ones are kind of funny because if they come with some random badge on them, people don't care. But if it has like certain ones, like if it says White or Kenmore or somebody else, the exact same machine, people are like, ooh, that one's better.
I have always wondered about that. I have quite a few deluxe in here. Is that the whiz bang let's all stand up and clap thing? Are they
they were just those mid-century Japanese tank machines and just a general good workhorse machine. But all kinds of private labels would go on there, so you can find the same machine but with different branding.
There's a popular Ford Deluxe. I will find a blue Ford Granada. I doubt those things are even around. They were all metal, so I know they got melted down and turned into a Honda. Two-tone blue machine with sorts of fins. So, what do you think about the my goon patch?
Um, wait, does it say goon on it? Your peacock?
No,
Oh,
no.
well,
I'm
given
gonna
the
wear it like this.
double meaning nowadays, I'm not sure that you want to necessarily be pasting that on
I
your
almost said my real
outfit.
age. I almost said my real age. I like keeping a little mystery. I'm in my 40s. I don't have time to keep up with these young kids and making up words. To me, a goon is a brawler on a hockey team. Did that machine come with power, Will? I'm scared to plug it in. I'm gonna take the entire like this. I have not had any luck with corded. Let me make myself big, with corded plugs ever.
Just
So,
open it up and clean it out and make
but
sure there
look
are
at
no
this.
splits in the wiring and whatnot.
That's 100 years old plug. That's 100-year-old plug. One of the reasons I'm saying this with such confidence is because the famous story I tell, I plugged in the white rotary, and keep in mind, it wouldn't have done anything now that I think about it because it was completely wired wrong. It shot out. I was like Electro. It shot out. Like even Isaiah was standing in this room. If he had been in front of it, I would have hit my son with this giant bolt of electricity. I learned a lesson that day. Do not plug things in willy nilly. Do not plug in 100-something-year-old antiques.
Yeah, have a look at it and just make sure it's good. And if it's not, then you can rewire it.
You know what? I'm probably gonna take this up to the shop because I can plug it in there.
I got
That
some
thing's made for things that set on fire.
nice twisted braided cord electrical wire on Amazon. Comes in different colors so you can match and make it look all old style.
I like that idea. And I like yours as well.
The original motor might be fine. Sometimes you just open it up and it's like perfect. It just needs cleaning.
Just use a Ninja bike motor. I'd watch that video. Now that I would ride one for that. I would get on one, and technically you're sitting on that, but that's a fight for a different day. I would sit on one of those for that. Take the chain off to power one of these, but then you'd be sewing at literally 90 to 100 miles an hour. I'd watch that video. I'm going to make that video. I'm still trying to figure out how to steampunk a sewing machine without making my backyard explode. Because I have all kinds of generators and pulleys and fun things.
So you want to make a literal steam engine for a sewing machine?
I have a copper kettle and everything.
I mean,
I could do it in 10 minutes.
your video would be great.
Yeah, but I have all of these things because I'm the son of an electrical engineer. Doesn't mean I know how to put them together and not make them like. I do have a Flintstones relief valve, like in the Flintstones, that boom boom. I have the real one. I actually do. There's also 350 CL engine powering one online. There's a lot there's all kinds of fun stuff I want to do. I just need to sit down and do it. Oh, hook up a Chevy big block, then you could sew through titanium. Watch me destroy a sewing machine in 3 seconds. And now that we're gathered here, because we've gone around Jupiter twice this evening, I started watching those Australian people drop stuff off the tower because of somebody that is right here. When Isaiah was younger, I was obsessed with those videos, and you got me watching them again.
They're so fun. I love their enthusiasm.
I want a tower out in the middle of the desert. They literally have a tower out in the middle of the desert. I was thinking because not Carvana, what's that one that has the glass tower with all the cars?
Carvana.
They're starting to be found out as frauds here and there. If I bought one of those buildings, would they let me live in it? Technically, if I bought it, I can do anything I want.
Well, you might have to do certain things to bring it up to residential code.
I just want a glass tower where I could have my sewing machine museum and an old Carvana.
Sounds hot. And not in the good way.
This is why you work in the legal department. I have the bad ideas. You tell me why they're bad ideas.
It seems like that would just be, the sun beating through.
I want one of those buildings so bad. There was one in Phoenix that went under, and when I saw the price, I was like, that's like rent. Like you could move there and own a giant building with a big parking lot and a big lift.
Pardon me.
Never do business with a Carvana if you ever want to get the title. That's one of the reasons they're starting to go under across the country,
Oh dear.
because they do not give you the title and they make you fight for it.
Hmm.
I'm not from Michigan, but I watched this guy named Rob Walchek, and he's the one that started me on that. Because YouTube sends you on the weirdest missions, and I found this guy that busts. He reminds me of those old school people that they bust frauds, and he's exposed a bunch of people like that.
Hmm.
And I watched this thing in Phoenix where like this guy, like basically the Carvana Phoenix is going under. And even the newscaster was like, what are we going to do with these buildings when they all go under? Because there's these giant glass buildings. Sun-faded machines. Oh, that is true. I didn't think about that. I wouldn't be able to store my clothes, too.
I mean,
Don't worry,
I don't
babe.
know if the glass had UV protection, and maybe it's double paned for insulation and all of that. So
That is true.
I thought
Totally.
the sewing machine, he can live anywhere.
As long as you put a cat there, that is so true. Yeah, they have this weird thing where they kind of, and it's not just in Phoenix, it's all across the country. You pay and pay and pay, and they don't give you the title. And then when you go to do anything with the car, you technically don't own your car. Which I couldn't imagine, because I own all of my cars outright, but I own like, a 1988 and a 2019.
We almost got a car from Carvana, but then we just didn't feel good about it, so I ended up getting something else.
I knew someone that went through CarMax, and they had a great experience with CarMax. And they'll drop you off at your house. They'll hook you up. All right. Today, man, I have to say, and it's not over yet, because I'm eventually going to release the video before I go to bed. But today has been a full day. Today has definitely been a full day. And I went to it felt so good to get back in the gym.
Oh, you went to work out. You weren't just like skating and doing
the thing
outfit
is,
changes.
I've said this a million times. I try not to abuse my ability to do anything I want. There's this funny thing that when you can do anything you want, you stop doing anything you want. And so I appreciate the fact that I have access to my own private gym, and I respect it. I've always bought from used car lots that the owner was really old guy who just sold cars for fun, so their prices were really great. I prefer those people. That is right. Don't push a good thing. Absolutely. Absolutely. And also, like, I open it up for other people to enjoy it too. And I think that's more important, because you don't want to be Scrooge McDuck.
That's it. Skating party at Mr. Silling's place.
I'm down. It's the only gym on earth where you can put skates on the man. Go to 24-hour fitness and try to put rollerblades on the basketball court. They'll call the police on you. But I know the guy who takes care of the floor, and he doesn't care. All right. You know what? Today has been awesome. It's been an amazing 420 Phoenix. We had a special guest star appearance by Phoenix. Waternay, thank you. I absolutely thank you.
Thanks for having me.
I want to thank Pam, Kilroy, Rashawn, Mr. He Said made an appearance, Mona, Alibaba, of course, everybody, Joy, of course, and of course the lovely Polished and Assembled. And anybody else, if I forgot you, I absolutely thank you. Anyone who is watching this or watch this in the future, I appreciate you. I really do. I'm gonna have a video out tonight. Phoenix was back from the safari, so she just had to come in. Absolutely. I appreciate when people come back from vacation. I'll be back at it when I'm back at it. I'll be back at it on Monday. I absolutely appreciate everybody. I'll have a video out sometime between now and whenever YouTube lets me play it. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. And like I always say, reinforce your seams, be yourself, and I will definitely see you next time.